Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is March 14th, 2022, live with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ORION. NWSF on the YouTube Super Chat right here. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. We got a lot to go over today. I got my NWO black and white jacket on right now. Obviously, if you guys have heard the news, Scott Hall injured his hip, had a blood clot, had 3 heart attacks, was on life support. You know, Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, and they ended up pulling the plug. And I know Kevin Nash, I ended up going to his Instagram, Xbox 6, and a lot of the NWO members and a lot of the wrestling community. When they told me it was NWO, it was NWO for life. And I'm going to switch up the background here just 1 second once we get into the football news. But we got to be able to just to give a little homage to my boy Scott Hall, as you can see on there. This was tough for me. You know what I mean? As far as wrestlers are concerned, I don't get too emotional. I don't really tear up or cry too often, when guys pass away. A lot of these guys were a part of my childhood. I am NWO for life, brother. And it's one of those things when these are the 3 original, NWO members, Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. I fucking cried today. A lot of my friends reached out too, and they kind of shed a little tear. It's not like I was bawling out of control, and it's not like I knew Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, personally, but I have a lot of memorabilia of the NWO. Scott Hall was always one of my favorites, the bad guy, and it's just crazy to me. I know he did a lot of drugs. I know he did a lot of drinking, and he tried to, make up for some of his bad ways, that he ended up doing back in the past, but I didn't want to see him go out this particular way. So first off, before we get into all the NFL news, and there was a lot of amazing news, I know it's going to be tough for some people to even hop on today. I wasn't not going to stream today, but it took me a little bit longer. I made spaghetti for the fam, and I decided to kind of rest up a little bit. But I was talking to my boy Swaggy P, who's a big NWO guy as well, and it's just really touched me in a way, because it's like I remember all the memories with the ladder match with Shawn Michaels, all the different memories I have. I'm going to shed a tear when Nash dies. I'm going to shed a lot of tears when Hogan dies. NWO is the biggest thing to me, as far as a wrestling fan. I got a lot of other guys that I like, RVD, Sabu, Randy Orton, and a lot of these other guys that are wrestling right now, AJ Styles, fucking Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, and you got Dean Ambrose and Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan. There's a lot of guys that I love in AEW, as well as WWE, ECW, all of the legends. But nothing will ever compare to these 3 behind me in Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. And I just, I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to be coming at some point. But fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, dude. Like, I wasn't ready for this fucking today. I know he wasn't really that old, but I was not ready for this today. And like I said, I don't really shed too many tears for too many guys, but this is one of the guys, that I used to watch. I used to idolize. I used to walk around and, mimic, his hey, yo, every little thing that fucking Scott Hall, aka Razor Ramon, used to do. I used to emulate this guy, one of my favorites of all time. And I just can't believe at this point that he's not alive and he's not with us anymore. Rest in peace and fucking NWO heaven and with the wrestling gods. I know Kevin Nash now is really fucking struggling. It was his best friend. And like I said, it's not going to be the same without him. They were the outsiders for a reason. When Hogan left from WWF to WCW, and then they end up turning on Macho Man. And then when they had the intro, when Hollywood was still wearing, the red and the gold, and he was still considered Hulk Hogan. And then they went bad. They went fucking super heel, and he went from Hulk Hogan to Hollywood Hogan. This was the most instrumental moment in sports as far as wrestling sports today. I mean, if it wasn't for NWO, the influence on the Bullet Club and all the other factions, I mean, there is no other popular faction like this one. And it's just crazy to me that I'm not going to be able to see this guy ever again, like alive. And I feel really bad for Nash. I really feel bad for Hogan and X-Pac and every single one of the members out there. I mean, I already had to lose this guy, and this was tough for me. This guy was one of my favorites of all time. Oh, yeah, Macho Man. Okay, this was a tough one for me, too, with him and Miss Elizabeth. I really like both of those. That couple, and obviously anything that he did prior to NWO. But if you guys know, if you're NWO for life. Okay, they told me it was for life, and I believed them, and I'm still NWO to this day. All right, I still wear the gear. Once a week. I still wear the jackets, the Wolf Pack and the black and white. I still wear the T-shirts. I still wear the gear, and I just still can't believe that Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, like I said, I have action figures. I got a lot of merch, and I'm still in disbelief right now. So I wanted to start off the show with a hey, yo, all right? And it's going to be tough. Like I said, I didn't want to skip today's show. And like I said, I don't usually get too worked up when a wrestler dies, but I can admit, I definitely cried today. You know what I mean? I'll cry when Nash dies. I'll cry when Hogan dies as well. I mean, it's just like when you're going to see someone like a Michael Jordan die, or your favorite baseball player, like when Ken Griffey Jr. dies. I'm going to cry with that as well. But fucking rest in peace, Scott Hall. Rest in peace, Razor Ramon. This was really fucking tough for me today. Like I said, hopefully that, you're resting a little bit easier. I can't even imagine having 3, heart attacks back to back to back with the blood clot, and then being on fucking life support, and then having the family there, and then fucking them pulling the plug, and then they pulled the plug, and when you pull the plug on someone, you can stay alive for a little bit, but most of the time, depending on your condition, you're gone. You know what I mean? And I knew that he wasn't going to be able to survive, and fucking, we have a lot of memories, with this guy. If you're a wrestling fan like me, if you're age somewhere between, 35 years old and 55 years old, you are in that wheelhouse of the NWO, unless you ended up watching, some stuff, from the past. But if you lived it, in the Monday Night Wars, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Loved him as Razor Ramon. Loved fucking, Kevin Nash as Diesel. And then they went over as the Outsiders. I just can't believe that fucking I'm not going to be able to see Scott Hall alive ever again. Rest in peace, brother. You're always one of my favorites. I'm not a fucking shame to say that I shed a tear. You have so many memories that I cherish as being a wrestling fan. Same thing with Kevin Nash and obviously Hollywood Hogan. Rest in peace, brother. So we want to start off the show with a hey, yo, all right, with one of my favorites of all time. Oh, goddamn. Rough. So got to crack open a beer from my homie Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Fucking A. And then we'll get into all of the NFL news. Hope everyone's having a decent day. Fuck, I mean, this was a tough day. I thought, okay, we got free agency. I already knew Scott Hall wasn't doing too good last night. I went to Kevin Nash's Instagram and, X-Pac and some of the guys, and they were talking about how bad it really was. So I kind of prepared myself that he was going to die today, but I didn't really think it was going to happen today. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. Rest in peace, Razor Ramon. Fuck. Cheers, brother. Oh, that one's for you. All right, let me get to the settings here, and we'll go back. I know a lot of you guys probably have a lot of memories, over the past with those guys, and we'll get into everything, but I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Hey, Chico, you know what I do. All right, YouTube TM is in the building. The Jags have playoff caliber talent. Really, it's up to Trevor Lawrence and the health of their team. A lot of moves today. You know what I mean? A lot of moves for a lot of different teams, a lot of questionable signings, a lot of money that was overpaid to some of the guys, Christian Kirk, and a few of these other guys. Very surprising. But if you got the money, you have to go out and do something. But then you're starting to see, I can see the Colts with Sarah and Holly Hundo with the Chiefs. And you're like, what are you guys waiting on? Let's get it going. So I know a lot of y'all are seeing all these other teams make these moves. Pull the fucking trigger, baby. All right, you got to be able to make these moves. Otherwise, you're just going to be left in the dust. And I know some of you guys feel like that right now as well. Obviously, if you guys watched my show last night, you guys already know. Tom Brady is back. But not only is Tom Brady back, and it's a great thing for me, it's a trickle-down effect, because then it led to Ryan Jensen coming back. Thank God. All right, we know Gronk will more than likely be back. Carlton Davis decided to come back. So we have a few others, like, Lombardi, Lenny, and a few others, but the Buccaneers, even though we know Ali Marpet retired, Alex Kappa decided to go to the Bengals. Congratulations to him. I would have loved to see Ali Marpet unretire, Kappa to come back to the Buccaneers, but we can't afford everyone. So we still have some holes on the offensive line. But I'm really excited that we're keeping Carlton Davis. Gronk is just right around the corner. We're going to get Brady and Jensen. And now it looks at this point that I should be pretty fucking relevant. I was going to be a guy rooting for a team that was going to be dog shit again, and we were going to have to rebuild. But Brady decided, hey, I've been at home now for quite some time. Time to be able to spend time with the kids, spend time with Giselle. And then he probably was like, you know what? I'm still one of the top guys in the NFL. Let's try to run it back. And there's an interesting stat that I want to mention before we get into some of the other players that was on my Twitter timeline that I thought was very, very interesting, okay? And I don't know if some of you guys saw this, all right? But Field Yates posted this last night. Tom Brady, last 9 seasons. This is eerie. 2013, you lost a playoff game. 2014, you won the Super Bowl. 2015, you lost a playoff game. 2016, you won the Super Bowl. 2017, you lost a playoff game. 2018, you won the Super Bowl. 2019, you lost a playoff game. 2020, you won the Super Bowl. 2021, you lost the playoff game. What does that mean for 2022? Win the Super Bowl? Because if you're following the pattern, you win one, you lose one. You win one, you lose one. You win one, you lose one. And now you lost the playoff game last year. So does that mean in 2022, the Buccaneers are going to win the Super Bowl? Because essentially from 2013 to 2022, it's been lose a playoff game, win the Super Bowl the next year. I have never, ever seen anything crazy like this. And if it ends up happening, it'll be fucking amazing for me. So, hey, I'm trying to go one more year, baby, to see if Brady can actually do it. But isn't that wild? You lose a playoff game and you win the Super Bowl back and forth, all the way from 2013 to now. And then obviously in 2022, it's a question mark. But if he ends up winning the Super Bowl, that might be one of the most wild, crazy stats that I have ever seen. And that is big facts. So obviously we know with Jensen and Brady, that happened last night. And now I can go in over to, some of the NFL deals. If there's some certain ones that you guys want to go over, you guys can mention them in the comments and I can go over that as well. I'm just going to kind of go over on ESPN and NFL.com and kind of scroll up and we can kind of discuss some of the amounts and, who went where. And I'm going to be streaming probably for quite some time. I'm still going to be trying to raise some money right now for my friend Travis and Seppi for their dog. I mean, like I said, I donated $500 already. They have about $2,000 saved up. They had to sell pretty much all of their collectibles and anything that they had worth of value. And they've already had a couple surgeries and x-rays and shit with this dog already. And like I said, they have an appointment set up for like the end of the month, but they don't think the dog is going to make it until then. So the surgery, I think, is going to cost $3,800. They had $2,000 saved up. I donated $5. And like I said, I think they're at like $840 on the GoFundMe, which I posted a link in the Discord. And so I'm going to have to try to find a way. I don't know if I'm going to be able to raise another, like $1,200 by Thursday or Friday. But I mean, I know you guys are amazing fans. I'm going to try to do my best with the money that I have. I still have to pay, rent and bills. And like I said, I haven't normally donated big amounts like that, but this is one of my friends. I don't really believe in the people in our friend group here in Oregon that are going to get it done for him and his girlfriend. So I almost feel like if I don't end up helping him out, this dog's going to die. And you know how much Paisley means to me. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. So if there's anything that you guys can do to help me out between now and Thursday or Friday, we're going to try to raise enough money. And like I said, a majority of the Cash App donations that I get since the Super Chat will be next month. And then obviously I have to wait until like April 20th or so before I get that. But the Cash App I get immediately. So I would say probably 95% or 90% of the Cash App that I get from now until Thursday or Friday is going to go towards this dog. And hopefully we can save this dog's life. So if you guys have any little extra that you can donate to help, your boy out, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to see where we're at around Thursday or Friday, and then whatever leftover amount, if there is a leftover amount, I'm going to probably do that out of my own pocket if I can to be able to help them out. I don't know if people would do this for me, but that's not really what we're talking about right now. We want to make sure that, we try to do our best. But shout out to all the goats in the room. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. So, again, every dollar on the Super Chat obviously will be next month, but the Cash App, that's going to go towards saving this dog's life. Anything that I do today until about Thursday or Friday. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. And let's go over some NFL. All right. Matt Payton in the building. Free agency is lit so far. Yes, it is. Jared Devil in the building. What to do? Alex is in the building. What to do? Elliot Evans. R.I.P. Scott Hall. Man, I'm so sad. I am so sad because, I'm a faction guy. And if you know me, I've been watching wrestling since 1985. And I haven't liked, anyone more than those three. I mean, those were like my main three. I got all kinds of wrestling rings and, posters and action figures and all kinds of stuff. And I got the jackets. I got the T-shirts. I mean, I got all NWO, and I'm all NWO for life. And rest in peace, Chico. I mean, I hope he ends up, breathing a little bit easy. It's been really rough for him with a lot of the drugs and the alcohol abuse. I mean, but he really tried to kind of change his life, but too much damage was done. And then the multiple heart attacks after the blood clot when he fell down at his house, I believe, had to have some kind of hip surgery, and then a heart attack, life support. Fuck my life, man. That's fucking sucks. But at least he now is in a better place. Rest in peace, Chico. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. I don't know who that is, but it's sad to hear prayers to the fan. It's man, you don't know Blake Midget. You don't know who fucking Scott Hall is? Razor Ramon? You must be young. You must be like 20 years old or younger if you don't know who that is. Or maybe you don't watch wrestling, but he's one of the most iconic wrestlers of all time. Razor Ramon? Look him up. Razor Ramon, NWO, baby. Hey, yo. Survey says, hey, yo. Oh, man. Let's go to Ryan and everyone. Shep in the building. What to do? I see we got a couple donations there on the Super Chat. I'll get to those in just a second. Shep, I'm good. Besides Scott Hall being fucking dead. Free agency has been wild. Carlton Davis is back. Obviously, Ryan Jensen's back. Brady's back. My life is good. I mean, everything was just fucking peaches and cream last night. And then obviously this morning until I heard the Scott Hall news. But I'm here. And to make it a little bit nicer on NFL Network right now, they're showing the Buccaneers and the Cowboys week 1 game. So if you guys are wanting to watch some football with me, turn on NFL Network. Gronk just scored a touchdown against the Cowboys. And this game, if you guys remember, was the game that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should have lost. We did not play good in this game. The Cowboys played great, and we squeaked one right there at the end. But it's awesome to be able to rewatch this game because I haven't actually rewatched this game since week 1. So it's awesome to be able to see that. Matt Payton loves Scott Hall. Rest in peace to the man. Absolutely. Shep, I'm real sad. Scott Hall passed away. R.I.P. Elliot's like, I'm eating Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips. Well, that's a lot better than the fingernails that you were eating over the last few days. So I'm glad that you're doing a little bit better. Porfirio Lovato, where do you think Jimmy G is going? The Colts. I mean, you saw with Mitchell Trubisky, and we're getting into some of the names of the guys that ended up going to different teams. When I heard the news with Mitchell Trubisky going to the Steelers, I know a lot of Steeler fans just pretty much just shit their pants. They were screaming and bitching and moaning. Listen, this is a bridge guy. This isn't going to be the guy that you're going to have for the next 10 years. He's pretty athletic. He had a good record with the Bears with horrible coaching, made the playoffs a couple times. It's not the most ideal guy, all right, but he's better than Dwayne Haskins. He's better than Mason Rudolph. So he's a guy that if you have a good running game, a pretty good defense, he can lead you to the playoffs. Are you going to win a Super Bowl with Mitchell Trubisky? No, but you can get to the playoffs with Mitchell Trubisky. Maybe draft a quarterback also, and maybe someone for him to mentor. It's not going to be for a long time, couple years, all right, 2-year deal. Relax, RELAX, as Aaron Rodgers would say. Relax, all right, and at least it's better, than Dwayne Haskins. It's better than Mason Rudolph, and it's actually better than Ben Roethlisberger because if you watched him last season, he was not very good. But as far as, Jimmy G is concerned, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Jimmy G on the Colts. That is really the last spot. I was thinking Jimmy G to the Colts or Jimmy G to my Buccaneers, right? But now with everything with Tom Brady, we're not in the market for him anymore. So if I had to put money on it, I would assume that Jimmy G is going to sign with the Colts, and I think that would be a good spot, but it's only going to be temporary just like all the other players for the Colts at quarterback. It's like a year or two prove it deal. Can you be the man or not? And then Irsay is very impulsive. Garoppolo plays like shit. You're out of there. You know what I mean? It's like you want to be able to watch these guys, be able to make the big plays, but also you don't want to miss the layups. Carson Wentz can make the big play once in a while, but he was missing a lot of the easy ones, the little dinks and the doinks, the easy layups in basketball, per se. So I think Jimmy can make the layups, the little dinks and doinks. He's not going to be able to throw for 400 or 500 yards or anything like that. He's not a fucking Patty Mahomes, okay? But for the time being, it might be better than Carson Wentz. I mean, you already gave up on him, and it sounds like Carson Wentz is more of a me guy than a team guy. So if I had to take a guess, that's where I think that he is going to go, the Indianapolis Colts with Sarah Small. Holly Hundo in the building. How are you? I saw you went to like some duck festival thing last night. Like I said, I ended up streaming last night for about 5 to 6 hours. I was going to start around 7 p.m., 6 p.m., but then the Tom Brady news hit, and then I decided to stream pretty much nonstop for about 5 to 6 hours, trying to raise money for this dog and, just grind it out. And it was amazing, to be able to see not only that Brady decided to come back, but in that same night, last night, Ryan Jensen, my center, which is very important to my team, we got him back because Ali Marpet retired. I knew Kappa was going to go to the Bengals. So you don't want to lose Brady, 3 offensive linemen, Leonard Fournette, a bunch of defensive guys, Carlton Davis. I mean, at that point, we're fucked. We're gonna be one of the mediocre average teams after being a Super Bowl contender. So it's really nice for that trickle down effect because not only does Brady come back, a lot of others are like, all right, I'm coming back too. And we're going for one more run, one more season before we have to rebuild and start over. And that's exciting. If we win the Super Bowl, great. If we don't, I'm okay. If we make the NFC Championship, great. If we don't, I'm okay. But at least it's going to make me have memories for football with Brady for one more year. And that's very exciting. One more year. One more year. One more year. Put up that number 1, Brady, because that's what we're trying to be. Number 1 for one more year. And we really owe it all to this guy right here, Chris Godwin, because if he didn't decide, we franchise tagged him, all right, and we're going to try to get him on the long-term deal. But we had to make the decision with him or Carlton Davis where we're going to go. But having Godwin and Evans there, obviously, is a key component on having Brady come back. And I'm so blessed and thankful that Giselle decided to say, hey, Tom, you know what? I know you want to spend time with the kids. You want to spend time with me. Go live your life. You're going to have plenty of time after football, but you still were leading the league in yards, touchdowns, completions, 43, 44 years old. That's unbelievable. We're never going to see that again, ever. And he's going to be 45 going into the year. And I'm just so excited. And it's funny to hear Grossi, Perna, and all the other YouTubers and the people on Twitch and all the people on the internet so fucking pissed off that Brady's back. It makes me smile because, like I said, it's going to make it a lot harder for all those other teams to win. And like I said, it's not going to last forever for me. But I got one more year to try to get one more Super Bowl under the belt before I get back into mediocrity, and that makes me smile. So, hey, good luck to Perna and Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Good luck to Grossi and Aaron Rodgers and everyone else that has their guys. But Tom Brady's my guy for one more year, and I'm absolutely fucking thrilled about that. Love it. All right, let me scroll down here. Sarah Small got the job interview tomorrow. I'm so sorry that you ended up losing your job. Like I said, I reached out to you to see if you needed a little cash to be able to kind of just maintain, because that's what we do. We're the Fanatic family, right? We look out for each other when people are in a little bit of a rut or we're in a little bit of a pinch. Sometimes it's nice to be able to have fam look out for each other. And it sounds like you're going to end up being okay. So good luck with your new job interview. I hope you get it. My fingers are crossed. And like I said, we talk almost every day. It's funny, Xavier Williams was saying that me and Sarah Small are kind of like the Howard Stern and the Robin. And I was like, you know what? That's kind of true because I need her to be able to execute this channel the same way that Howard needs Robin. And Howard Stern is one of my idols, someone like that I always looked up to for his work ethic and his grind. Obviously, you guys know I like, Romo and Jim Nantz and Gus Johnson. But for someone that's not doing sports but was on the mic, Howard Stern, Robin, that's a good comparison, Mr. Williams. Elliot is in the building. What to do? Holly's in the building. Matt Payton's in the building. Let's see. I already answered the Jimmy G question. I said that I think he is going to be going to the Colts. Let me see here. I'm scrolling down. Holly Hundo. Yeah, even though I'm not a huge NWO fan, Scott Hall news is so sad. Well, not a lot of people, are fans of wrestling. Some are, some aren't, you know what I mean? But this was this was my childhood. This was like me as a little kid, growing up with Razor Ramon and then getting a little bit older and then being in like middle school, high school, NWO for life. And this was one of my favorites of all time. One of the best characters, one of the best wrestlers, one of the best gimmicks, and awesome on the mic, just played the ultimate bad guy. And that's what I like. I like heels. I like heels in cartoons. I like heels in toys, in like toy lines. Some people bought Optimus Prime, and obviously I went the other route. Some people went for, Duke in like G.I. Joe. I went for Cobra Commander. Some people went for He-Man, and I obviously went for Skeletor. I just like the heels, and that's big facts. Joe Fly in the building. What it do? How are you, brother? How are you? Let me scroll down here. I said I didn't read the whole story about Scott Hall. Just heard that he passed. Well, they took him off life support. And obviously he had I think he fell down in his house, had to have some kind of hip surgery, had a blood clot, and then had 3 heart attacks, then had to go on life support. And then the Kevin Nash, his best friend, who's obviously been with him through the WWF days and obviously to the very end, said that they're going to pull the plug. The family's going to go at the hospital, and then when they're all there, then they're going to pull the plug, which is really sad. And they pulled the plug. I think he lived a little bit after he pulled the plug, or whoever did pull the plug, and then he ended up passing away. So he said, I remember having the little gold razor, man, fucking crazy. He said, crazy how simple hip surgery leads to a heart attack death. Yeah, and not only just one heart attack, but like multiple. But I imagine with all the abuse and the drugs, the cocaine and the fucking pills and the snorting of the drugs and the drinking. Because back in the day with like DX and NWO and even in the 80s and the 90s, there was a lot of steroid use, but there was a lot of drug use and partying and shit that was going on. And obviously, if you keep abusing your body over and over and over again, at some point, it's going to catch up to you. And obviously with his health, I know he's tried to stay away from that, but I know that he had been battling addiction on and off for, a good chunk of his life. So rest in peace, Scott Hall. Fucking miss this guy. I fucking love him so much, man. Said, Riggs is in the building. NASCAR, brother, what does he do? He said, I've never been super into WWE, but John Cena, Rey Mysterio were much watches. My brother was friends with Mysterio's granddaughter in middle school because they went to the same school in San Diego. Awesome. And I apologize. I'm not able to do a lot of the NASCAR races. I was planning on trying to do one every weekend. And then obviously with a girlfriend and, trying to cause some, fights and whatnot, saying I'm not spending enough time. So obviously I have to be able to find time to hang out with my friends, find time to hang out with the GF. So I'm going to try to do as many NASCAR races as I can, but I'm not going to be able to do every single one. But I'm still going to be streaming Monday through Friday as long as I'm mentally, okay, and I don't have any issues with like mental health or depression or anxiety or anything like that. And I'll still try to record on Saturday and Sunday, but I just won't be able to do a 5-hour stream for NASCAR. Takes up a lot of time. I don't mind doing it. I really do enjoy it, but I'll have to kind of pick and choose. So like maybe like Talladega or like, the big ones. I'll be able to do a few of those, but I'm not going to be able to do every single one, unfortunately. All right, I got to turn on the fan in here. It's getting fucking hot as shit with this NWO jacket on. Cheers. Mango Modelo for my boy Scott Hall. Complications from hip surgery. Yep. I've never heard of someone having 3 heart attacks back to back to back. I mean, I can just imagine his body and his eyes rolling on the top of his head and just being like fucking, like convulsing and just not being okay. And, I imagine that Kevin Nash probably wishes that he would have been there. And I imagine that he probably ended up, showing up. And a lot of people are reaching out to, X-Pac and all the other members of the NWO. But tough news to take. A tough pill to swallow. That's facts. Riggs, just chilling, missing the NASCAR content, but the races were kind of meh anyways. Keep reaching out to me. And like I said, hopefully let me know on Instagram with you and STL. You guys are my NASCAR guys. Give me kind of an update on when the next big races are coming up. And obviously I'm going to try to work my magic and see what I can do. I don't want to cause any fights or problems, but this is my dream. I'm hustling. I'm grinding. I've been doing this shit for 10 years. This is my 6th year on YouTube. I'm finally at a point where I can actually survive and pay my bills through this. And I don't want to take a step backwards, and I don't want to get burnt out either. And I got to be able to find that balance in life. But you know me. If I had my choice, I would just go through and I would record every day for 5 hours a day, every day or longer, because that's what I do. That's what fucking grinders do. And if you have dreams, you have to show the effort. Hey, yo. You know what it is. Sarah Small, Christian Kirk was overpaid. You could say that to the least. I mean, he is pretty productive. And obviously, when you go to a new team, when they have a lot of cap money, sometimes they're going to overpay, to make the player happy. But now we got to be able to see if Christian Kirk can put up the stats to match the money that he's getting. And a lot of people think there's no way in hell that he's going to. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Sometimes a change of scenery can be good. Going away maybe from crybaby Kyler Murray and going to a new destination, well, maybe we'll see what happens. Finley, so I'm sad that we let Reddick walk. I saw that. And we're going to be going over a lot of the news here as I go through the comments, and then we'll go through the news, and you guys can comment away on a Scott Hall. If you guys want to comment away on anything else, like I said, please do. Please do. And I'm going to go over, I don't know how many exactly signings happened today, the exact number, like 50. So I'm going to go over as many of them as I can. And if you have any other information that you guys want to, obviously put in the chat, please do. I was worried about the Chiefs need to get under the cap, and they're waiting patiently so they don't have to overpay players, right? But aren't you like, I saw your tweet. You're like, I'm waiting. It's like if Honey Badger's staying or going, make a move. Like, you got a lot of holes still. You got guys that you need to keep, guys that you want to sign, and you guys really haven't made any moves. And I get it that you don't want to overpay, but sometimes you got to pull the trigger. Sometimes you got to pull the trigger. So Mitch Trubisky, that's a thing for us now. I don't hate it, but I'm curious how it's going to go. Hopefully better than him with the Bears. Well, you got to think, a lot of people have the misconception of the name. So like Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz, if you actually look at the stats and look how they played last year, they actually played pretty damn well before Jameis got hurt with Devin White and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Carson played good, except for the end of the season against the Jags. He had a good number, like 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. And every time that people think about Mitchell Trubisky, they're like, he sucks, right? But if you actually look at his winning record, wins and losses, touchdowns and interceptions, and his athleticism, he ended up going to the playoffs a couple years, but you got to have a good defense. Thank God the Steelers do. You got a good running back and Najee Harris. But the one thing that I worry about Mitchell Trubisky going to that team, the offensive line stinks. All right. They don't stink, but they kind of stink. All right. They're not the greatest offensive line. So they do need to work on that. And if they can work on some of the pieces on the offensive line, I think Mitchell Trubisky will be fine. I mean, you're going to be competing with the Bengals, right? With obviously Joe Burrow, Joe Cool. All right. You're going to be competing with Lamar, right? And we already know Baker's garbage, and Tampa Bay was supposedly looking at him, thank God, right? But if Baker went to Tampa Bay, maybe a change of scenery could be a little bit better for him. But with the Browns, I don't really expect anything from them. They have the talent, but it just seems like they're cursed, kind of like the Lions. So I'm not really worried about them. So I still think the Steelers can make the playoffs next year. And again, it's only for a couple years. So, you know what I mean? Depending on what happens after 1 year, you definitely could cut them. You know what I mean? If you want to go that particular route. But I do think you guys are going to draft a quarterback in the draft. So for whatever reason, if Mitchell Trubisky plays like shit, right? And that'll be probably due to the offensive line not doing their job, then maybe you get another guy like Kenny Pickett, from Pitt, and you get him to come in, and maybe he'll do a little bit better. So I'm very interested to see what happens with Trubisky and if they do draft a rookie or not. Holly Hundo, like Christian Kirk, my goodness, a lot of money, right? A lot of fucking money. And then obviously we saw the news with like Devontae Adams, and obviously Grossi's probably really happy, with the news with Aaron Rodgers, but then Devontae Adams supposedly is like, I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play unless I get my money. I'm not going to play under this franchise tag. So it's kind of interesting to see where it kind of goes. But I mean, a lot of these guys are superstars and they want to get paid, but it's going to be interesting to see the negotiations moving forward. And that's facts. You sent me a DM on the Chiefs signing. I'll go to that here in just a little bit. Holly, I think Honey Badger is gone. I know there was rumors to the Saints. Riggs, I think Brady finally shows his age, especially with the potential future talent coming to the division. I disagree. Like I said, Riggs, if he was going to end up falling off the face of the earth, he would have already did that already. All right. So, I mean, a lot of people are hoping for me to fail, hoping for me to be sad, hoping that Brady falls off the face of the earth. You don't lead the league in touchdowns and yards at 44 years old. Okay. If you're not the GOAT. All right. He does the TB12 method. He doesn't drink. He doesn't do drugs, goes to bed at 8 p.m. I mean, he ends up taking care of his body better than any other player in the NFL. And then on top of that, he's willing to take less money so that way they can sign other players so that way they have a complete team. And people were always wondering, how is Tom Brady winning all these Super Bowls in New England? That exact reason. Taking care of his body, TB12 method, taking less money so they can get other people. So you think that he'll show his age? I disagree. And like I said, just because he threw for like 20 to 25 touchdown passes with New England, you know why? Because you have a defensive-minded coach. Then you go to Bruce Arians, who's an offensive-minded coach with better players on offense, and you go from 20 to 25 touchdown passes to 40 to 45. And the same thing's going to happen with Russell Wilson. You've had a defensive-minded coach from college and with Pete Carroll. Now you're going to end up going with Nathaniel Hackett. You're going to throw for 40 to 50 touchdowns, and it wouldn't surprise me if the Broncos make the fucking Super Bowl year number one. All right? If they might go to the AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes year one. Okay, so you have to think a little bit deeper. You know what I mean? I dig into the stats. I dig a little bit deeper than most people. But if you have a defensive-minded head coach, you're not going to be on the same level as if someone is an offensive-minded coach, especially if you have better talent at the wide receiver and tight end position. And obviously we know Danger Russ has got good weapons in Seattle, but the weapons overall are better in Denver. And obviously we know the weapons that they had on offense were booty in New England for Tom Brady, much better, obviously, moving forward. But everyone's got their opinion, and I know everyone wants Brady to fail. It's not going to happen, baby. It's not going to happen. Lutz Nation, my Eagles got ready. Let's go. Good pickup, my dude. I saw that. Tyree, 2017, he lost the Super Bowl, not a playoff game. Fly, Eagles, fly. What to do? Chiefs will Chief. Justin Reed signs with the Chiefs. Interesting. That is a little bit interesting of the move. Is that the new one that just happened? Jets got Uzomah, great tight end, and Ingram to the Jaguars. Jaguars got a great tight end. Well, I don't know if I would say Ingram is a great tight end. He didn't really live up to the expectations. We thought he would be much, much better. I mean, Ingram could have had the potential of being a top 5 tight end overall, and maybe he's like a top 12 tight end. Uzomah obviously got hurt, but we were talking about Zach Wilson needing a little bit of help. And maybe they get a guy like Metcalf also, and that would really help them out moving forward. But I agree. Great pickups for both of those teams. Sarah Small, right? Chiefs maybe might Colts sign Armstead. Well, that's the number one guy that's waiting right now in the wings, and I actually have a list here on my phone of the guys that are kind of waiting in the wings. And I see that we got a donation from Eagles John, a tenner. Bang! Thank you. And I'll end up doing that here. Riggs, well, bang! $20. Had to get the paycheck first, but I'm back on the dono train. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. And I apologize about the NASCAR streams. I promise I'm going to try to get back onto that as soon as I can. And like I said, it's not really me. Okay? It's not me. All right, I'm trying to get this shit done. I'm trying to make my dreams come true. So I appreciate you very much. Riggs, all right, Steelers fan, NASCAR fan, even though he wants Brady to lose, like a lot of us do, but not me. All right, I got to have one more year of joy before I go back to being a mediocre team, like when I had Josh Freeman and Jameis Winston. What to do? Thank you so much, Riggs. $20, my boy. Appreciate you. I hope everyone's doing good in the chat. I hope so, too. $20. Let's get to a hundo, baby. Let's go. Said, I guess the Chiefs like the name Reed. We'll have to wait and see. Tyree Moore. Bang! $10. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Tyree, fly, Eagles fly, supporting the cause. Fly, Eagles fly, on the way to victory. Appreciate you, brother. Prayer Man, 2009. Okay, another Eagles fan. God bless, brother. Be at peace during this time. It's all right to grieve. I pray that the Holy Spirit be the comforter in your life in this time. I hit your Cash App. It was having an issue, though. All right, I'll let you know if I have anything that happened here. I think I only have one Cash App in here so far from Eagles John. But like I said, I'll take a look to see if I have anything else. I appreciate you very, very much. Prayer Man 2009, always being loyal to the soil, always taking care of me. Love you, and I appreciate you very, very much. Shep, I'm still in shock that Freddie Freeman won't be in a Braves uniform and he possibly might be going to Dodgers. I told you that we were going after him. And obviously Solaire and some of these other guys, me and Jameson Meza were talking about it last night. Pretty crazy. At least we got baseball back. I ended up reserving a hotel. We're going to go to the Regency Hyatt in Seattle. 2-night stay at the very almost top of the building, 20, 25 floors up with a lake view, $700 for 2 nights. It's going to be pretty expensive. I'm splitting it with another buddy. We got 2 tickets to go for his birthday in the end of April. So we'll be seeing the Mariners and I believe the Royals. So we're going to be going Saturday, check into the hotel. This is next month. And then we're going to end up watching the night game, trying to get a foul ball, hang out. The week before, they have a Griffey Jackie Robinson bobblehead. So we're going to try to meet up with someone and buy one from a fan in Seattle if we can get one. Then we're going to go to the game at 7 p.m., We'll go to Sisters and Brothers, that Nashville hot chicken, the best chicken on planet Earth, is in Seattle. So we're going to go there, watch the game Saturday night at like 7 p.m., go back to the hotel room, probably drink, stay up, and enjoy ourselves. We'll enjoy the view. Then we have a game on Sunday around, I think, sometime between 10 a.m. and 1. Watch that. And then normally we would go home, but I said, fuck that. We're going to stay another night. And then we're going to stay another night. Maybe go to, the fish market. And we're going to maybe go to some restaurants, walk around, have a good time. And then we're going to end up coming back on the train on Monday, which is actually his birthday at the end of April. And then my birthday is in the beginning of May. So we're kind of celebrating both of our birthdays on this weekend. So I'm super excited. I'm going to have a chance to get a foul ball. We have pretty good seats. I think we're in row right off first base. And I think we're in row 10 to 14. So right in that sweet spot to be able to get a foul ball. Not so close where you're in the front row where you're not going to get one, but just a little bit farther back in that foul ball range. So I'm excited about that. And I ended up reserving the hotel. My brother, I got the tickets paid, train tickets. Everything's good to go. And it's going to be good to be able to go up to Seattle. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go up there, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'll obviously have some pictures and some videos for you as I go into that next month. Love me some baseball, baby. Love me some baseball. Prayer man. The Eagles signed Hassan Reddick today. Rest in peace, Brother Hall. Yeah, Reddick is going to be huge for the Eagles. So that obviously takes off one of the kind of the spots and needs of maybe what you guys were looking at. So maybe Nakobe Dean. Maybe you're not necessarily looking at that particular player at linebacker. Maybe you're going to be looking at corner. Maybe you're going to be looking at pass rusher. Maybe you're going to go for a big wide receiver. Maybe it's going to end up being somebody that people aren't looking at, maybe a Drake London or maybe a Treylon Burks. I'm really excited. Olave, I don't know. But what I do know is Deshaun Watson's still floating out there. I don't know if the Eagles are going to get him. I don't know if the Seattle Seahawks are going to get him, but it sounds like the Panthers and Saints are going to get interviews first, and there's a good chance that he might end up there. And I'm all for that. Let's make the NFC South one of the better divisions in football. It'll be tough. But I like the idea of having a challenge and going against Deshaun Watson. And obviously, if he goes to the Panthers, that's going to make them better. If he goes to the Saints, they're going to be a Super Bowl caliber team. Because, you already got AK-41, you got Ramczyk, Dennis Allen at coach, even though Sean Payton's gone. You get Deshaun Watson at QB, top 10 quarterback. He used to be number 4 before he ended up, having this year off with this whole legal problems. And then you still got Demario Davis, a.k.a. the glue. You still got Lattimore. You still end up having Cameron Jordan, but we still don't know about some of the other guys like Marcus Williams just yet. But I guarantee, if the Saints get Deshaun Watson, they're going to be in the same boat as Tampa Bay, Super Bowl contenders. So I'm all down for that. That's going to make the matchups even more exciting as we go into the 2022 season. $30 in donos, baby. Appreciate you guys very, very much. I'll be right back. Got to snuff out this Honey Badger Reed thing. All right. Everyone's getting food and doing all that. Hope the Falcons pick up somebody. I know. Jared Devil, he said, I'm cool with Trubisky, better than Rudolph. Much better. And I know Trubisky wasn't really the name that you're looking for, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to get a rookie quarterback to pair up with Trubisky. And that's facts. Cam Z, what up, everyone? Love the Eagles signing Hassan Reddick. Me too. That was one of the best pickups. One of the best pickups of the day today. Besides Brady and Ryan Jensen for me yesterday and a lot of these other guys. But, I give that like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I absolutely love Hassan Reddick. I think he's got so much potential, and I think he's going to fit in to that Philadelphia passion of, the Eagles and what they're about, and, getting that extra cog for that wheel to spin. Obviously, we know Fletcher Cox ain't getting any younger, all right? We already know that Darius Slay, big play Slay, ain't getting any younger. So it's nice to be able to get another stud in there, and he's still got the 3 first-rounders, so I absolutely love it. Eagles fans in the building. Appreciate you guys. Another one, Bird Gang. I see you in the building. Great pickup. Not good pickup, great pickup. I would love for Hassan Reddick to be on my team. That's big facts. E-Man. Damn, today hurt me a little. Sucks to see Tomlinson and DJ Jones gone. Broncos are stacked, especially if they get Von Miller back. San Francisco, E-Man. Yep. And speaking of E-Man, Big E. Obviously, we know that he broke his neck. I didn't really get a chance to talk about that, obviously, over the weekend. But prayers up for Big E. And then salute to my boy, Scott Hall. A lot of craziness happening. They say that Big E, obviously from the New Day, he might not wrestle ever again. So I don't know what the fuck is going on in the water in wrestling right now, but it just really sucks to be able to see some of my favorites either break their neck or pass away. But E-Man, yeah, I know it's going to hurt a little bit, but guess what? With the Niners, we got Tom Brady. All right, we got the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. We got Stafford and the Rams. I still think that you're going to be one of the top 4 teams in the NFC. I mean, unless we get Deshaun Watson on the Saints, and then you'll be still up there. But I think with the coaching with Kyle Shanahan, and then you still got Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, you got a nice pieces, Trent Williams, and you got make them Puke Ayuk, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, Elijah Mitchell, Trey Lance. I'm a believer. I think the Niners are right on the cusp of making a Super Bowl, just like the Buffalo Bills. And I'm really interested to see what happens in free agency and the draft. And I'm always rooting for the Niners. That was my childhood team as a kid. E-Man, Niners, bang, bang, Niner gang in the building. What to do? Matt Payton, Ryan Jensen, 3-year, $39 million. God damn, it felt good. Because I already knew Ali Marpet retired. All right, that hurt. That stung. I was like, please come out of retirement, Allie. I'll call you myself personally, right? And I knew Kappa was gone. So I was like, fuck, 3 offensive linemen gone. This ain't good. But then when Brady came back, and then we ended up getting Ryan Jensen to come back, that's the one I wanted more than obviously Ali Marpet or Kappa. Those guys were great, but Ryan Jensen was the best one besides Tristan Wirfs. So thank God that we got him. It was fucking just a relief for me to be able to get someone like that. And I know we got some the Cash Apps on here and some other donations, so I apologize. I'm just trying to get into them as much as I can, but I like to go through everyone's comments in here. I don't like to leave anyone behind. TN Jose, what to do, Bubba? What to do, Bubba? What to do? Message from a Golden Eagle. What up, right? NWSF Reddick. Eagles fans in the building. I love it. Shep, he said, Hawkins really need to get someone, especially in wide receiver. You're going to draft one. I mean, obviously, with the whole Calvin Ridley situation right now, I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to go. If I had to take a guess on where you guys are going to go, I would assume Garrett Wilson. I mean, Garrett Wilson kind of seems like he checks off all the boxes, so I'd assume that will be the guy that you guys end up picking up, but we'll have to wait and see. Bird Gang, so hoping we get Watson, also cited safety like Marcus Williams. Yeah, who doesn't want Marcus Williams? Everyone wants Marcus Williams. And like I said, he's that one guy that even though he got burnt, right, in the Minneapolis Miracle, he didn't let it define his career as the guy that got burnt by Stephon Diggs and Case Keenum. He's gotten better and better and better every year. And honestly, between him and Lattimore, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people love Lattimore, and he's a great shit talker, and he locks down Mike Evans. But I think Marcus Williams has really started to prove himself in the secondary that he's just as valuable as Lattimore, even though he's a lesser name. And I think his production is awesome. I would love to have Marcus Williams on my team in Tampa Bay, and that's big facts. Prayer Man 2009. God bless the NWSF family. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Watching Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Oh, yeah, Raw's on. I should probably click over to that. I got the Buccaneers and the Cowboys, but let me go to Raw because I don't get it. I don't get it until, let me see what time I get it on because obviously I'm on the West Coast. So I don't get, it's on now for me because obviously it's 5 o'clock your guys' time in the East Coast. So now I get it now. So it looks like it just started 18 minutes ago. So let me turn it over. I mean, we are in WrestleMania season now. So now it's Damian Priest and Finn? Is that who's in the ring right now? Yeah, Damian Priest and Finn. So I'll go back and forth. And then we got Theory. And I know I saw Pat McAfee at home talking shit. All right, so I'll go back and forth with that. Shep, good looking out. Good looking out. So that way I can keep up with WWE WrestleMania season as well. All right, Sarah, keep me up to date on everything. And I promise I'll get to the Cash Apps and the rest of the donations in here as well. I'm almost caught up right now, I promise. All right, and keep me posted, Sarah. You are my Robin. I'm the Howard Stern. I love you, and I couldn't do this without you. I appreciate you. All right, good luck, Sarah, on the interview. Let's pray for Sarah to be able to get a new job. It sucks when you end up getting let go or if you end up getting fired. I've been fired before. Not a good feeling. I've also quit before. I've also gotten let go and had to get unemployment. And sometimes it's just nicer not to have to deal with all that unemployment shit. Oh, Finn Balor into the table. Wow. Damian Priest. Wow, that was sick. E-Man, Chargers are scary good. And what did I tell you guys? I told you guys they were going to be active in free agency. They were going to be active in the draft, right? And they are the team that could be the Cincinnati Bengals of this year, next year. Justin Herbert, to me, is just as good as Joe Burrow, if not better. I think right now, we know we have Patrick Mahomes, right? We have Russell Wilson, and we have Aaron Rodgers. And I'm not including Brady in this conversation, right? And Deshaun Watson, not collecting and putting you in right now, right? But then after those three, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert are the next tier. And then obviously we know Brady and Watson will be in that category. And then Dak, Kyler, Lamar, and then you still got Brady, and you still got Deshaun Watson. It's amazing talent that we have right there. And we know Kirk Cousins has been getting all this guaranteed money. But did you see the pickups the Chargers are getting? J.C. Jackson? I mean, all the guys the Chargers are picking up, and the one thing that they really lacked was defense. So now you got Herbert. All right, you ended up getting a Rashawn Slater in the draft at left tackle last year. It was either him or Penei Sewell. So you got Rashawn Slater, great pick. Asante Samuel Jr. back on the back end. You got Derwin James. Now you got J.C. Jackson. Like all the pieces. Khalil Mack. Like this is crazy. Like for all my friends that are both up Chargers fans, I'm really, really hoping that they make an AFC championship game with the next 3 years. I know it's going to be competitive with Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Raiders, we'll see. Raiders. We'll see what they do with Carr and Josh McDaniels and Waller and Renfro. But, I mean, with the Chargers making these moves, at some point, I got to see my boy Herbert representing the 503 here in Oregon. I mean, I watched him in the front row. He is one of my favorite players of all time. I'm a big LaMichael James guy, a big D'Anthony Thomas guy, a big Joey Harrington guy, but Justin Herbert could go down as one of the greatest that we've ever had. And Kayvon Thibodeau looks like he's going to be a force going into next season. I can't wait to see how the Chargers play out. They are cursed by injuries, though. So I don't know if they're going to be able to stay healthy, but the talent is there. Herbert, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, 3 years, 60 milli. All right, you got fucking all these nice pieces out there. God, I just hope they can stay healthy, especially on defense with the Derwin James and all the pieces. Keenan Allen's a fucking stud as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Praying for the Chargers to be at least competitive in the AFC West. Said Chico. Let me throw that toothpick at you, baby. Absolutely. Watson called me and told me to tell NWSF he's coming to the Saints. Knew y'all would be happy. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Saints. It seems like if he goes to the Saints, you're a Super Bowl contender. If he goes to the Panthers, you're going to be a good team, but probably not a Super Bowl contender. If you go to Seattle, I don't know what you're going to be there with Watson. I mean, you're probably going to win, I don't know, 7 to 9 games. I don't know. That's a tough division, even if Watson was there. I mean, maybe you can get to 9 or 10. I don't know. That roster is very thin, with offensive line and defense is kind of booty. No Bobby Wagner, no Russell Wilson, right? So, and if he goes to the Eagles, I mean, you could be a Super Bowl contender with that team. So, I mean, Super Bowl contender, Deshaun Watson Eagles, Super Bowl contender with the Saints. That's probably the most powerful team with the weapons they already have in place. And then if he goes to Seattle or the Panthers, they'll be good, but not really Super Bowl contenders. But we'll see. We will see. So do you think the CBA will ever address teams being able to pay a quarterback without completely screwing over their teams? A 1X DDH with the Hogan profile. Love it. I don't know. You know what I mean? And then you're starting to see a lot of these people getting these guaranteed money contracts, and it's crazy. Like Kirk Cousins has been getting all this guaranteed money year in and year out. I mean, whoever these other quarterbacks are, you need to get Kirk Cousins' agent, because it's wild that this guy has been, I don't want to say mediocre throughout his whole career, but he's getting paid like he's one of the GOATs. And it's crazy to be able to get like 30, 40 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed. But that is a great question, and I'm not too sure. I mean, obviously with the NFL and the CBA and the NFLPA, there's a lot of arguments with rules, money, the ownership with the billionaires. Everyone's like, everyone's just fighting it out, and I don't know, but that definitely is a great question to look into in the future, but I don't have an answer for you today, and I don't think anyone does. That's facts. Honey Badger not coming back to KC. It's a sad day. Uh-oh. Brian 21, $4.99. Bang! Crazy. I remember when you had 200 subs. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's hating. It's a regular thing, with the subs, the views, but we got great fans. We got great donos. I'm always hustling. I'm always grinding. And like I said, I'm not stopping anytime soon. Brian 21. I love you. Don't call him Brian 21, though. 21, like 21 Savage. Just call him Brian. Brian, I appreciate you. $5. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. $35 in donos. Let's get to 100, baby. Max McGowan. Eagles got Reddick. Oh, the Eagles fans are showing their love. I love it, dude. I love it. The Browns don't have the talent anymore. They're letting go wide receivers for free. Yeah, and then Jarvis Landry might end up going to the Saints. I heard that was one of the destination spots. Imagine getting Deshaun Watson and Jarvis Landry, and you get Michael Thomas back. I mean, obviously, as a Bucs fan, you guys have our number. I just got to pray that we make the playoffs and we don't play you. All right, because we'll probably go 0-2 against you guys in the regular season, since that seems like the kind of pattern. No matter who I have on the team, we can't beat you guys in the regular season. And I can admit to that. Lattimore usually dominates Mike Evans. I'm not an idiot. Okay, I watch the film. I watch the game. Sometimes we lose by 10 points or less. Sometimes we lose 38-3. Sometimes you guys kick our ass. Sometimes we lose by just a little. But you guys definitely are a great team, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. But we did get the big one on you guys. We clipped you in the playoffs, and then we won the Super Bowl, and that's the one that really mattered. That's facts. Yeah, I absolutely love what the Chargers have done as well. About time. But we got to pray that J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack can stay healthy. But I'm really looking forward to the Chargers. I thought that they were going to make the playoffs this year, but the defense sucked at the end of the year and a good chunk of the year. And they've already had weapons, but you got to be able to put up a full package together. And also, I don't know if I'm sold on Staley. I don't know if I like him. You know what I mean? He might be the coach that bridges the gap to the next coach that gets you to the AFC Championship game, but I don't know if he's really the guy for the Chargers or for me. So we got Reddick. That means DN, D tackle, cornerback, wide receiver. True. I would say defensive end, pass rusher, probably corner first. You know what I mean? You got guys like Sauce Gardner. You got other like weapons out there that you could probably be targeting. So, because obviously we know that some of these guys might be going sooner than later. But if you ended up already, taking care of the Nakobe Dean player, right? And if you already got Reddick, Andrew Booth Jr., you could be looking at a guy like that, maybe a Treylon Burks at wide receiver, maybe a Jermaine Johnson. Maybe you look at a guy like that. So I'm interested to see on the direction that they go. There's going to be a lot of weapons and a lot of talent. Maybe even a Derek Stingley Jr. Maybe you guys trade up a few picks to get something like that. Kyle Hamilton, I don't know where he'll be, but man, there's going to be some amazing pieces, obviously moving forward, and that's facts. Eagles, John, damn. Sub 1K, 5 TDs fetches like a lot these days. Oh, well, more for Marcus Williams. Welcome back, Hassan. Eagles, John. All the Eagles fans are so happy, man. Are so fucking happy. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys much, much, much. Wade, Brain, 26. Lions re-signed Tracy Walker, baby. Lions in the building. What to do? $45 in donos. Let's get to a hundo, baby. All right, and we broke the record just a few days ago, last Thursday. We hit 1,320, and all the donations on the Cash App are going to be going to a good cause for my boy Travis and Seppi and their dog. So we're going to try to save the dog's life, and I've already donated over $500 to the GoFundMe already. And like I said, I don't want to see this dog die. It's going to have some bladder stone surgery, and that is not expensive. I believe it's going to cost like $3,800. So that's a lot of money. I thought the surgery overall was going to be like $2,000 before I asked them. So I was like, okay, if I raise $1,000 and I pay $1,000, they pay $1,000, we save the dog's life. Until I find out that the fucking surgery is going to be like $38,000, and I was like, they have the appointment scheduled for like the end of the month, the 28th. But they don't think the dog is going to survive that long. So I'm going to try to do what I can from now and to the end of the week. And then if we can end up raising $1,000 to $1,200 by now to the end of the week on Cash App, then I think we might be able to save this dog's life. So I'm already invested $500 in. I'm not stopping now. You know what I mean? I got to be able to do what I can. It's good karma. You know what I mean? You got to show what kind of human you are. And obviously, if you got great fans like you guys, sometimes we can pool our money together for a good cause. Yes, I know we all have rent. We all have bills. But if we can come together for a good cause, this person's going to be very, very happy. And it'll make my heart happy as well, because you guys know how much I love Paisley. You know, Paisley is my fucking everything. And I couldn't imagine if something ended up happening to her. I mean, if I end up having to spend money, on Paisley, as a baby, and then obviously Paisley now, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, just like Grossi, and obviously with Sinclair, NWSF and Paisley. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to be able to make sure that the dog is okay, because the dog is not a dog. The dog is family, and that's big facts. All right, baby. I like Brady, buddy. Brady likes me. Baby. Eagles, John. Come to Philly, Freddie. You rhyme. Hey, Freddie Freeman, come to the fucking Dodgers, baby. You know what I mean? My dad's been waiting and waiting. The Braves already got their World Series pennant. If we get Freddie Freeman to come to the Dodgers, my dad will be fucking ecstatic. I think the Lions finally got a good general manager because of signing of Holmes, where he signed a couple decent players and didn't overpay. I was surprised. And the Lions are one of those teams, Wade, as you know, it's tough. You go through the ups and the downs, biting kneecaps off. I mean, you have so many holes at running back, wide receiver. Got to get someone better than Jared Goff in the offense, defense. You got Penei Sewell, but there's like so many weapons that you need to be able to fill those holes. I'm praying for you guys. You guys, the Jets, the Jags, like a lot of the bottom feeder teams, but especially the Jets and the Lions. Those are the two that I'm rooting for the most to be able to succeed. I really want to see the Lions as a wild card. I'm hoping in the next 10 years, but I'm hoping that it can be sooner than that. But I mean, with Aaron Rodgers being there for a few more years, what the Vikings have in place, the Bears with Justin Fields, I mean, it just seems like you guys are sitting there in last place every single year. But we can pray and we can hope that at some point the Lions can be a respectable team. And to be a fan, Like my Tampa Bay was shitty for 12 years, not in the playoffs in the Josh Freeman, Jameis Winston era. I was blessed to end up getting Brady to change the whole dynamic and change the whole aura of the organization. And I hope something like that happens for you. I hope you guys get a Tom Brady to come to Detroit, because that's what it might take to get a big name like that, like a Deshaun Watson type of figure, or a big name guy like a Mahomes to go there. And then if you get that, other people will come. And I'm rooting for you guys all the way to the fucking very end. Wade, Lions, one pride in the building. What to do? Message from a Golden Eagle. I want Olave if he's on the board by 19. Olave should be on the board by 19. That would be a good pickup. I know Tampa Bay will be looking at someone like that as well, but we got to see how the rest of the free agents kind of play out too. But I think Olave is going to be nice. Elliot, bro, the Raptors were just beating the Lakers 21-2. Ooh, ouch. Saints are going to have to trade some of those guys if they want Watson. Michael Pack. Yeah, but they were like $70 million over the cap, but Mickey Loomis is one of the geniuses at GM. I do the research. Saints fans do the research. I'm a Bucks fan. I follow every team in the NFL in depth more than anyone else, okay? We already know Mickey Loomis needs to get some kind of fucking award, because you go from like $70 million over the cap, and then now they're like just a little bit over. So I think that they'll be able to figure it out with Deshaun Watson. If Watson comes, Super Bowl contender for the New Orleans Saints. I'm a Bucks fan, but I'm not a hater, okay? All right, Regs, got to bounce. Love y'all. Prayers for Mitchell Trubisky being good for you. He will be. Not great, but good. All right, Shepard Williams, bang, $20. R.I.P. Scott Hall. Sad Freddie Freeman gone, but Braves made a blockbuster trade by getting Matt Olson from the A's. I saw that. I did see that. So at least you got someone there. Shepard Williams, my boy, appreciate you. $65. Let's go. Let's get to a hundo, baby. Howie's a genius at trades, just not picks. I agree. Kaepernick working out with Tyler Lockett. I saw that. Still waiting for his opportunity to get a chance to get his number called. Holly, Chiefs doing all the things now. Apparently restructured Frank Clark's contract, staying with the Chiefs. That's a good move. That is a good move. Air. Today's been rough. I can't explain how much Scott Hall meant to me as a person. I never met the guy, but I felt a deep connection to him, sending love to anyone and everyone I can. Gang. Me too. And like I said, I never met him. I've had friends that have gone to shows that have gotten autographs on like belts or 8x10 photos. And like I said, I don't usually cry when wrestlers pass away due to steroids, drugs, whatever it is. But I cried today. You know what I mean? Like, he is one of my favorites of all time. Nash, Hall, Hogan, the original 3 members of the NWO. And it's just wild to me. I can't believe he's gone. I just can't believe he's gone. You know what I mean? It's always going to be the original big 3. You know what I mean? Obviously, the 4th member wasn't X-Pac. It was the Big Show, the Giant. And then obviously a lot of these other guys came around. But the cool thing about X-Pac, a.k.a. Six, he was the only member that was in DX and NWO. How iconic is that? I'll never forget these guys. I will never. And my favorite tag team of all time, okay, is the Road Warriors. Oh, what a rush. Okay, Animal and Hawk. But my second, or 1A, 1B, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and the Outsiders. That's big facts. And I love me some Macho Man, but God damn it. Why did it have to happen? It's just a sad, sad day. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. I still can't believe that this is the reality. This is happening. It's over. But this memory, the toothpick, hey, yo, I will always have memories, the gifts, the memes. This will always be my memory of him. Not that gray-haired guy, that was limping around, that was at the end of his life. But this right here, the Razor Ramon, this is going to be the memory that I have for the rest of my fucking life, as well as, Scott Hall. Okay? Scott Hall, NWO with Kevin Nash, the Outsiders, baby. I fucking feel so bad for Kevin Nash right now, too. I imagine he's just been crying nonstop. Crazy. And like I said, I'm here, though. I'm here and I'm grinding. Yeah, exactly, Holly. It seems like the Chiefs get active late in the day this time of year. We're going to have to kind of wait and see what you guys do moving forward. But I still think the Chiefs are going to be one of the best teams in football. And like I said, if you guys can get guys like Nick Bolton and Creed Humphrey out of nowhere, you guys will be fine. Obviously, you guys know how to evaluate talent. The only thing that you guys fucked up on in the last maybe 5 years is that you guys got Clyde Edwards-Helaire instead of Jonathan Taylor. Now, if you guys would have had Jonathan Taylor, you probably would have won the Super Bowl last year. You know what I mean? With a player like that, that's like Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt talent, but maybe even a little bit better. And that's the only thing that I could really think of where you guys have fucked up on in the last 5 years, but everything else has been magnificent. And that's big facts. All right, let me scroll down here. Reggie Wayne, wide receivers coach. I did see that as well. Lutz Nation, DJ Shark just followed 3 Eagles players on Instagram. Oh, if you guys get DJ Shark, he's a little injury prone. He would be amazing, though, from the Jags going over to the Eagles. Wow. Okay. What a day, huh? Juju or Jarvis will be a Chief soon, in my opinion. And Ryan, I know you were talking about Juju the Chiefs a while back. Remember? So I was thinking about that. And obviously, Jarvis Landry is going to get some looks from a few different teams. I think Jarvis probably would be a better fit than Juju, because Juju seems like more of like a me guy, but maybe he can settle down with a lot of the me stuff, because obviously you got someone a little bit more popular than you, like with Tyreek at the wide receiver position, but it would give him a lot of flash. It'd be like a thunder and a lightning, with Tyreek and Juju. So I don't know, whatever it ends up being, I think Juju would be a good fit. I think Jarvis would be a good fit, but something kind of tells me Juju to the Chiefs, Jarvis will end up somewhere else. I just don't know where. Chiefs could sign Juju with the Colts. Maybe. KK Step says, help, Step Bro. I'm stuck in the washer. Let's go, Watson. Come to us, baby. I see you. Jameson Meza in the building. What to do? No Saint. Watson to the Saints. Looks like it. Panthers, Saints. Obviously, Eagles, Seahawks. I don't know. You know what I mean? Obviously, if you want to be a Super Bowl contender, Saints, if you go to the Saints or the Eagles, you're off onto a good note, but I don't think the Eagles want to give up their draft picks. They want to beef up that team. You're going to be giving up too much for your future. And I like Jalen Hurts. So if you guys hit on these draft picks, and we know Howie Roseman and some of these people in the organization, the Eagles aren't really good at drafting. They're good at free agents, but drafting not so much. But I think you can win the division with Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Deshaun Watson's better than Jalen Hurts, but we'll see. Maybe he'll come to the NFC South. Congrats with Brady. Thank you. I usually don't hear people that are, Saints fans, Panther fans, Falcons fans, or just fans of the Packers or any team. It's usually a bunch of shit talking, and no one can be happy for me of getting Brady back. Because, even if I get Brady back, it doesn't mean an automatic Super Bowl. I didn't win it this year. It's not like I won it back-to-back years, but it just feels good to be relevant. And that's all I ever wanted. I never said when I got Brady, we're the best team in the NFL. We're going to whip everyone's ass, and we're going to win 17 games and go 17-0 2 years in a row, and we're going to be Super Bowl champs. It's like I never have been that way. So you got to be humble sometimes and have that humble pie. Or Jason Kelsey saying the national anthem at the Sixers game. I saw that. I did see that. Legendary. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did see a couple clips, and it was amazing. Jameson Mays, I like the Titans getting Ben Jones back with the Titans. I think that was a good move as well. Tyree, I think Jalen Hurts is going to make a big jump this year in progression because the game will slow down for him. That I do believe. I do too. And I like him. I think he's a Dak 2.0. Like I told a lot of people before, Dak, all right, Kyler, Lamar. I think Dak is the best one out of those three. That's not by popular opinion. I think a lot of people like Lamar because of his swag, Kyler of his swag. They're all top 10 players, and as far as top 10 quarterback, right? Dak is not popular because he's Dak and he's on the Cowboys. But if I look at a guy that's going to actually produce, I trust Dak more than I trust Lamar and Kyler week in and week out. And obviously at the end of the season, I can't trust Kyler at all. So I do like Jalen Hurts a lot. All right, if we trade for Watson to Saints, who do you think we're going to have to give up for him? Oh, God, that is a great question because you're going to have to give draft picks and you're going to have to give up players and you're going to have to give up assets. So who would you give up? You know what I mean? Who are the key guys that you might have to give up to get Watson? Michael Thomas? Is it going to be like a Cameron Jordan, a Lattimore, a Marcus Williams? It has to be a big name guy. Demario Davis. It's going to be hopefully not like a Ramczyk or one of like your studs on the line or AK-41 Alvin Kamara, but it's going to have to be big players that are going to have to be involved in that. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. I'm almost caught up, y'all, as I'm going to have to find a video evidence of Kelsey singing the national anthem. It's on the internet. There is video evidence. Eagles, John, how can the Dodgers afford? Holy shit, they're never going to run out of money. National League Yankees. Yeah, true. True that. All right, I'm almost caught up, guys. I'm scrolling down here. Mick is moot. Yo, what to do? Breaking news, Seahawks are listening on calls on DK and Lockett and Jamal Adams. Yeah, obviously we already knew that. DK to the Jets would be a great fit for Zach Wilson. Lockett could be on any team in the NFL and be a stud. Jamal Adams, kind of a headache A great player, Pro Bowl player, kind of more of a me guy than a team guy, kind of like Juju. But on the right team in the right situation, he might be able to do some damage for a team. But what are you going to have to give up and pay for a guy like a Jamal Adams? So we'll have to kind of wait and see there. Jameis Ameza doing pretty good. Basically, the news that Freddie Freeman no longer a Brave was rough. I know Braves fans were seeing that. Me and Scott Hall, obviously, and us wrestling fans were not in good shape. So it's crazy, man. We're going to have to wait and see where it goes. Holly Hundo, so baffled about the CEH pick. I like the guy, but what the fuck were they thinking? Well, I think it was because he was so good in college. And when we saw him with Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson, and Terrace Marshall Jr., you saw all the pieces. He was nice at LSU. But maybe he hit his ceiling in college, and a lot of guys do. LaMichael James hit his ceiling in college. DeAnthony Thomas hit his ceiling in college. I was hoping DeAnthony would be like Tyreek. Never happened. You know what I mean? Sometimes guys are just too small. Sometimes they're just not it. It's a man's game. So you can be great in college and dominate the college athletes, but once you go to the NFL, if you don't have like a Haloti Ngata body from Oregon or a Kayvon Thibodeau body or a Justin Herbert body with the brains and the skill set, maybe you don't pan out like Joey Harrington, or some of these other guys like Marcus Mariota, who's injury prone. It's sad, but that's just a tough reality. Some guys are beast mode and some guys aren't. I still love those guys. I still got jerseys in the closet of DeAnthony Thomas, Black Mamba. I still got, LaMichael James. I still got Joey Harrington. I love those guys, Captain Comeback. But I love me some Justin Herbert, and he might end up being the best player in Oregon Ducks history when it's all said and done, and maybe in Chargers history. I'm excited to see where he can go. Devontae Adams told the Packers to wipe their ass with the franchise tag. Man knows his worth. Absolutely. So I wonder what Grossi thinks about that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got Aaron to come back, but he says he's not playing under the franchise tag. So very interesting to see where it all is going to play out. Because if they don't have Devontae Adams, the Packers aren't going to be very good. Because that's the only guy that he really trusts. I mean, they're going to be good, but if you don't have Devontae Adams to throw to, and you have all these other kind of mediocre wide receivers, below average or average wide receivers, I mean, you saw what happened against the Niners. You saw what happened in the season, when they didn't really go to Devontae. It's not really a good look. Like Devontae is the best wide receiver in the game besides Tyreek and Cooper Kupp this year, right? Cooper was the best this year, but normally it's Devontae, Tyreek number 2, right? Interesting. Very, very interesting. Freddie Freeman, yeah, I know. I saw that. Chief. Scott Hall, also prayers to all that were affected. Yes, I know. Deacon Baker. Wait, Razor Ramon? Yeah, he died, man. He died. Yeah, they pulled the plug on the life support, man. Very sad. I cried today. I'm not, ashamed to say that. And it was weird because I didn't want to cry, but I just started thinking of me, as a little kid playing with the Razor Ramon figure and playing with like my Scott Hall NWO figure, bouncing him around in the ring and, playing around, doing like tag team matches and suplexes and body slams and leg drops and watching VHS, Survivor Series and WrestleManias and then having my friends record nitros on VHS because I was poor and I couldn't afford cable. So every nitro back on the Monday Night Wars, I had one VHS, and I would give it to my friend down the road. He would record Nitro, and then I would watch it on Tuesday. And then I would give it back to him, and then he would repeat it for me over and over and over. And I had so many fun memories. That was like the best thing for me all week was watching WCW Nitro, or, WWF Raw, and, going back and forth. But I love Nitro more. I'm more of a WCW guy. I've always been that way. And I've always been more of an ECW guy. And that's why maybe I'm more of an AEW guy. I'm not really a big fan of WWF, WWE. I mean, I did like Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, the Road Warriors, Animal and Hawk, Legion of Doom, Ultimate Warrior, the Bushwhackers, Demolition. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Doink the Clown, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I mean, there's so many guys. Tatanka. I mean, I can name drop wrestlers like I can do NFL players, NBA, and baseball. All right, I have a lot of memories, and the wrestling is right up there with football with me, and it's even higher than baseball or basketball. It's like football and wrestling at the very top, and I have so many memories, and I was trying to keep it together, and then I would talk to my buddy Swaggy P, and he wasn't doing too good, and if you're, like I said, if you're 35 to 45 years old, and if you're in that wheelhouse, I mean, I'm 39. Preston's a couple years younger, but if you're in that wheelhouse, in that range, you remember, a lot of those memories on the Monday Night Wars and even with Razor Ramon. And yeah, it was a tough time, man. Tough time. Hey, yo. R.I.P. to the bad guy. Yo, Chico. Fucking A, dude. Crazy, dude. I still can't believe it. Oh man, he was so fun. One of my favorites is his mic skills, the bad guy, and then obviously I love Kevin Nash as well. I mean, the pairing of the outsiders. I mean, I don't know talent wise, for those guys. I mean, I don't know if there's anyone that could really match up based off the height and athleticism of Kevin Nash and his mic skills. And then obviously Scott Hall was a big guy too, because I think Nash was 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, like a pretty tall guy. And I believe that Scott Hall was like 6'6", 6'7". So, I mean, for two big guys like that, it was a big impact with the outsiders pairing up with Hogan too. And I'll never forget that when they ended up, forming the NWO. That was one of the best memories of my entire life. Freddie Freeman come to Philly. Any thoughts on where Tyrann Mathieu will end up? Sorry if you addressed this while I stepped out for a bit. No, I've been going over all the comments. I'm trying to be able to, to go over that. But I think the Saints, it seems like that would be the most logical spot. Make sure everyone hits the like button if you want to sub. Thank you, man. Said my boy Ryan, the best on YouTube. I'm always hustling. I'm always grinding. I got the best fans on planet Earth. You guys, I love you and I appreciate you. Elliot has got an announcement. And he says 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Elliot, your announcement? He said, I'm in suspense. Elliot is not 100. Uh-oh. Is he okay? Sucks Honey Badger most likely is gone now. I will miss his leadership on defense. Yeah. And obviously, as we know, when we talk about someone, I can bring it up. But, I mean, this guy was one of my favorite defensive players of all time. I mean, if you're talking about safeties, I think of Troy Polamalu. I think of Ed Reed. I think of Ronnie Lott. I think of a lot of guys over the years that have really been impactful in my life on memories in football, right? This guy's one of them. Honey Badger. Watched him at LSU. Watched him on every team that he's been on. And if you didn't have his leadership or his big plays, there is no Super Bowl for Kansas City. He is going to be sorely missed. And that's big facts. Love me some Honey Badger. All right, so I think Cesar Ruiz, Andrews Pete going to be traded for they might need better players than that. So you want to give them your shit players, is what you're saying. You want to give them shit in return for Watson. Come on, man, be better. Come on, KK. You got to be better than that. You're not going to give away your shit offensive lineman players and think you're going to get Watson. Come on now. Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Bo Bichette. They got a lot of good players on the Blue Jays. Freddie Freeman, come to LA, baby. CH has been injured quite a bit. I wonder if he worked out better without the injuries. Yeah, when he's good, he's on. You know what I mean? But, I mean, think about Jonathan Taylor and how great he is. I mean, there's a big difference between Jonathan Taylor, best running back in the league, top 3 right now, and CEH is a top 20 running back? That's a big difference. You know what I mean? Big difference. I agree too. I don't think they're using him properly either. Instead of running like up the middle, you know what I mean? They maybe need to, bounce him to the outside, to the right, to the left. You don't want to be just doing like halfback dives. Maybe give him some passes in the passing game. You know what I mean? I agree. Totally agree. I'm just watching Carmella scream like a psychopath. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan with the pin. Okay. So if Chiefs, even Honey Badger isn't the most physically dominating when he's not on the field. Yeah. And obviously if you watch the games like in the Bills, when a Honey Badger's not playing, I mean, they're giving up way more points. I mean, yeah, I know you got like Juan Thornhill and Jerry Sneed and all these other guys, but every time that Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu's not playing, they give up like 24 points than normal. It's like normally if Honey Badger's in there, maybe they can contain it to like 24 or less. But when Honey Badger's not in, then the score goes up into like 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, there's a big difference when Honey Badger is playing and not playing, and I think any Chiefs fan can admit to that as well. All right, I'm almost caught up, guys. Too gassed, YT, still patient, waiting for the Niners to make a move. Seth Rollins is coming out. I see you. Yeah, I'm waiting too. Sometimes CH has these amazing moments when he can evade 3 to 4 defenders and act like a pinball. He just spins and bounces off without getting tackled. That's when I love him. But then also, too, he'll have those same kind of moments and he fumbles the football away. So we want to make sure that he can kind of clean that up. You know, a lot of you guys have been going through a lot of things. Like, yeah, have you recovered from the accident? How are you feeling, Holly? How are things going for you too? Yep. 3 years, $31.5 million. As Holly would say, maybe they just like guys named Reed. We have to wait and see if that ends up working out. Razor's edge. Devastating finisher, yes. What defense is best, 4-3 or 3-4? Depends on your personnel. You know what I mean? If you end up having some big guys up front that can stuff the run, 3-4 can be good. If you have fast linebackers, then you can have 4 guys at linebacker that can bounce around. But if you have bigger guys up front, you can have 2 D tackles, 2 pass rushers, and then you can have 3 linebackers, 1 middle and 2 outside, that can kind of do the will and the mic, and you can figure it out based on the position. So it really is based off team to team and who you have as personnel. So I don't know if there's really one that works better than another, because you can do 3-4, 4-3, or you can do kind of like the Tampa 2. There's a lot of different coverages that you can run, nickels, dimes, prevents, quarters. But I kind of like 3-4 more than 4-3 if you have the personnel, but I think 4-3 is a little bit more common. But it all depends if you have the big guys up front or if you have the linebackers behind you that have enough speed to make up for having one less guy up front. And you know what I mean? I'm 26, but I remember watching WCW and seeing NWO Scott Hall was one of my favorite. Me too. Me too. Absolutely. Air says, check the cash. I know I got a lot of cash apps to check. I apologize. I probably have like 3, 4, 5, 6 on here, and I promise I'll get to all of those on here. Looks like Prayer Man's went through. I promise I'll get to those. I just wanted to go through all the comments. I apologize. So let me go through all of those here real quick. I'm almost caught up in the comments, and I'll go through all the cash app. I apologize, you guys. I know how I do. You know what I mean? A lot of people will go scroll to the very beginning and then just go to the active comments, but I want to make sure everyone gets to be heard. So let's see. I will check the cash app. Badger goes to the Saints. That's how I'm kind of feeling. Yeah, I hope he is doing good. That was really drawn out, Elliot. He said he's got an announcement, like 6 announcements. I look real good. So you're feeling really good today. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, Nash 6'10", Hall 6'7". Yeah, so I thought about that. Almost 7 foot for Nash, and I thought Hall was 6'6", 6'7". And I got a lot of action figures of Nash and Hall. So, yeah, it makes me feel very good that you guys are doing so much better. All right, it looks like I'm finally caught up, guys. All right. Man, you talk about the impact of safeties for me. It has to be Brian Dawkins. Yeah, I love him too. John Lynch, even from my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins will always be one of my favorites of all time. And if you look at his leadership and his impact on the game, I don't know if there's another player in the NFL that would have fit on my Tampa Bay Buccaneers more than Brian Dawkins. I mean, he was just like John Lynch, just a headhunter, would go out there, decleat you, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Brian Dawkins. I mean, it just would have went a pair made in heaven. And I always love Brian Dawkins. And whenever I see a Brian Dawkins jersey, wherever I'm at, I always have to comment. When I went to the Blazer game with my buddy, I saw a Gary Payton jersey. Right? A Sonics one. I had to walk up to the guy and strike up a conversation because, anytime I see a jersey that is like that, I always have to bring it up. But you're absolutely right, man. You are absolutely right. All right, here we go. So let's time to check the cash apps because I know we have quite a bit. And we're going to end up going over some more of the names of the people. And I apologize. It took me a little while to get caught up, but I promise that I will. So it looks like we got $55 in cash app by 4 different cash apps. Awesome. All right, so the first one is going to be Eagles John with a tenner, and that was at about 50 minutes ago. I apologize. Let me get you on here. And I'll type all of these in. Oh, Cyberpunk's in the building. What to do? Bang! $10. Eagles John in the building. What to do? Cyberpunk's in the building. Let's be honest, Russell's lifespan's not the greatest. Yeah, but still, the memories that I have as a little kid. I'm 39 now. I've watched since I was like 3 years old. 3, 4 years old. So it's just tough, man. It's just tough. Eagles John, $10 on the cash app. Appreciate you. That's the first one. Next one. Chief with a $20 dono. My brother. Appreciate you. Bang! Chief Will Chief with a $20 cash app. Bang, 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 bang. Appreciate you, man. To be right back on another damn conference call on my day off. All right, here we go. Air Whitey in the building for, hey, yo, stopping to show some love, Air. And I know you said you didn't want to come in the room because you probably were crying a little bit today, too, with the news. Sometimes, I don't cry over wrestlers or get upset, but this one definitely hit me hard. Air with a tenner. Bang! $10 Air. $10 on the Cash App, baby. Appreciate you. And then we got Prayer Man. His went through. $15 from my boy Prayer Man 2009. Thank you, brother. There we go. Bang! And I'm finally caught up. It only took me an hour and 25 minutes. But I think that's a big reason why you guys love me too. Because, a lot of times you'll get YouTubers and they just skip all the comments. They only read off the stuff that gets donated to them. And obviously, if you're a big guy like a Grossi, I get it. You're getting thousands of comments. You can't read all of them. But obviously, if you're not as big as Grossi, and you get a little bit less, it's just nice to be able to acknowledge and talk to everybody in the room and make everyone feel special. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Now, let me get to the list. So, and anything I get in the Cash App between now, as far as we go to, Thursday or Friday, I'm going to be donating to my friend. I've already donated $500 for the dog to save the dog's life on the Discord. I ended up putting a link. I can put another link on there as well. So if you guys want to make a donation on there, I'll be doing another donation, 2, 3, or 4. And I think we need another like $1,200 between now and the end of the week. They have 2,000 saved up. I donated over 500, so they're at like 800 something. And then they think it's going to cost like 38. So I think we still got another, like 1,000 to 1,300 to go, which is kind of aggressive number. But I'm pretty confident that, we'll be able to get close, with the Cash App donations between now and Friday. And then anything left over, I might be able to cover. So let me see if I can put the link in here for the fundraiser. Let me see where we're at. We're at 840. And I knew that with a lot of my friends, you're not going to get a lot of donations in there, but at least the ones, people here in Oregon. All right. So I just did it in the Discord. So I have it on there on the NWSF family and on the Northwest Wrestling Fanatics as well. So if you have a chance and you want to go in there, you can do anonymous, donation, or we have a few of those anonymous donations. And obviously you can go in there and you can see my $500 donation that I have in there. And that was from the big day that we had on Thursday, where we ended up having the 1,320. A good chunk of that was from the Cash App. And then obviously we had some, super chat, but I don't get the super chat donos until the following month. So I can't donate that money because I don't have it yet. So, but I love you guys and I appreciate you guys for everything that you guys do for me. All right, let's go to some of the news. All right, so let me top some beer first. That's a lot of talking for me for an hour and 30 minutes. Oh, that's good. Mango. I bought all the pineapple beer, so I had to buy the mango. That's all they had. I think they had 8 mangoes. No, they had 9, and I bought 8 of them. So I'm not going to drink all of them today. Obviously, some will be probably for tomorrow, but they had to make sure I end up getting some. All right, so Tyree with another tenner. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome, man. Best fans on planet Earth. I couldn't ask for a better bunch. All right, so we know Brady came back. So that was the news from yesterday, obviously, and I'm going to try to go through some of the, HD pictures as we go through. Okay, Tyree, my dude, I appreciate you very, very much, my brother. And once the dono train starts, it keeps on going, baby. All right, so we know the news with obviously, Tom Brady. Great news yesterday. Thank God. I'm going to have at least one more relevant year. Then Ryan Jensen agrees to a 3-year deal to return to the Bucs. All right, the deal's $39 million, includes $23 million guaranteed. Thank fucking God. This is just right around the corner with Rob Gronkowski. And then let's go through some of the other names here. And like I said, I'll have some HD pictures for some of the guys. Some of them I won't. Because there's like 50 of them that I'm going through. So Patriots quarterback Brian Hoyer agrees to a 2-year deal. Brian Hoyer has reached an agreement, 2-year a contract to return to New England. The deal is worth $4 million, $3 million guaranteed and incentives. So we'll see what that happens there. The Bills release Darrell Williams. That opens up $6 million in cap space. The Packers signed pass rusher Preston Smith to a 4-year extension. He had 1 year, $12.5 million left on the existing deal. Signed a 4-year, $52.5 million extension. A source told ESPN Smith will make $25 million over the next 2 seasons, with a chance to earn $31 million with incentives in 2022 and 2023. Bills signed center Morse to a lower 2-year extension. The Bills are signing center Mitch Morse to a 2-year, $19.5 million extension. This deal lowers his $11.25 million cap hit for 2022 to $9 million. The extension includes $12 million guaranteed and $7.5 million signing bonus. Packers release linebacker Smith and guard Turner. The Packers are releasing Zadarius Smith and Billy Turner. The release of Smith saves Packers $15.75 million in salary cap space, and the Turner move will save them $3.142 million in cap space immediately, or $5.8 million if they designate him post June 1 release. And I'm just kind of going up through some of the headlines here. Anything else that you guys want to talk about, you can do that as well. 120 Endonos. Let's get to 200. Tyree, you're the man, baby. And this is a great community right here. I think a lot of people don't realize that, especially when we get trolls and the haters. Like, once you're a part of the Fanatic family, you don't want to be anywhere else. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other great channels out there. Grossi, Perna, Clickbait Sports. There's a lot of other ones out there, but we got something special here with our group as well. That's facts. Falcons, left tackle Matthews agrees to a 3-year extension. The Falcons securing their starting left tackle, Jake Matthews, for the foreseeable future, having agreed to terms on a 3-year contract extension. A source told ESPN's Jeremy Fowler the extension will pay Matthews more than $18 million per season. And let's keep going. Offensive lineman Tyler Larson, they expect to sign with Washington. Panthers and Saints are expected to meet with quarterback Deshaun Watson in the next 2 days. Then we'll end up getting an answer if he ends up going to Carolina, Nolans, Eagles, or the Seattle Seahawks. Bengals are tendering restricted free agent offensive lineman Fred Johnson at $2.433 million. So a lot of these are kind of like lower names. One of the first deals of the day was the Dolphins defensive end Ogba agrees to a 4-year contract. The Dolphins and defensive end Emmanuel Ogba have reached an agreement on a 4-year, $65 million deal that includes $32 million fully guaranteed at signing. Drew Rosenhaus is making all the money with all the people that he ends up getting, hooked up with. Tampa Bay guard Alex Kappa plans to sign a 4-year deal with the Bengals. The free agent guard, 4-year, $40 million deal with the Bengals, and the Bengals need offensive line desperately if you guys watch the Super Bowl. So that'll be great to give some protection to, obviously, Joe Burrow. Excited about that. This is a special one right here. The Dolphins reach a deal with running back Chase Edmonds. Let me get a picture because he's worth one. This is one of my favorite players in the NFL. First night here and already subscribed. Thank you so much, brother. Like I said, we have a great group here. Like I said, I'm not really getting a lot of love from YouTube with the subs and the views, but the donos are off the chain and the people are off the chain. Usually we get about 200 to 1,000 every night, but the conversations, the people, we'll talk about NFL, college football. We'll talk about life, depression, anxiety, NBA, MLB, WWE, AEW, WCW, ECW. I mean, there's really nothing off topic here. And we'll even talk about things that we like Ozark, the TV show, or maybe we'll end up talking about other things that we like Shameless, or maybe Stranger Things. So you never know. I'm going to give you an interactive stream, and you're not going to really get a stream like this anywhere else on YouTube. And obviously, lots of money being spent, all right? Lots of beer is going to be consumed. And one thing that we all know, Tommy want wingy. I've been really craving wings for a while, and I might have to get some tomorrow, baby. Let's go. All right, let me get the picture of Chase Edmonds going to the Dolphins. The Dolphins are spending money. Some of the money is kind of a head scratcher, but this one is great. I really like him a lot. All right, hold on. This is one of my favorite players in the NFL, no cap. He's very underrated. And I know James the Terminator Kana is the main guy, and obviously he's staying with the Cardinals. And this guy's moving on from the Cardinals as the RB2, the change of pace back, right? The guy that can catch passes out of the backfield, but he's very underrated. Let me pull up the photo. It's always nice to be able to pull a photo up with the name. And I got like 10,000 photos in my book, so sometimes it takes me a while, but I'm pretty good about it. There we go. And a shout out to 2 Gas YT. I love you and I appreciate you, man. It's always good to have new members of the NWSF family. But right there's Chase Edmonds. Okay, the Dolphins. Some of the deals are head scratchers. This one is not. The Dolphins reach a deal with running back Chase Edmonds to the backfield Monday. Edmonds agrees to a 2-year, $12.6 million contract. He deserves more. All right, that includes $6.1 million guaranteed. I love this move. He gives them that guy that can run through the tackles, through the guards. He can catch out of the backfield. He's one of the most versatile, like two-way players that can run and catch. Very underrated. One of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. If you have fantasy football and you play it, he's always a guy that you want to have as like your RB3, your flex, or a guy on your bench. Love, love, love Chase Edmonds. Okay, let's go on to the next guy here. And we'll pull off this photo. All right. Next one, the Browns release wide receiver Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry obviously got released. You have obviously Dallas Cowboys and Amari Cooper is in. Jarvis Landry is out. Where will Landry sign? I'm not really too sure. But obviously if you go to the Chiefs, Juju Smith-Schuster, Jarvis Landry. Jarvis can pretty much go anywhere. Saints would be a good fit for Jarvis Landry. You know what I mean? It just depends on the money and where he wants to go. So we'll have to kind of wait on that. James the Terminator Kana stays on a 3-year deal. Let me pull up a photo of him. One sec. Sometimes I have photos of these guys already, but I have to delete some and make room for others because it only lets me keep so many on the system that I'm using for the streaming app that I'm using. It only lets me keep so many. And then I have to like delete and then start over and then get more. So
feels like there's a voice inside your head just telling you a bunch of very negative things. I just like being in control of how I feel and I get those stressful things.
All right, 135901. 135901. Let's see if I can find a good one and we'll go into the details here. All right, let's see if this one will fit. All right, there we go. Does it fit all the way? Close. Obviously, a little bit of green on the top there, but obviously, James the Terminator Kana. That's one. Let me see if I can find a better one than that. Let me look here. Obviously, I'm trying to find ones that have him in the Cardinals. Because I can pull up photos when he's with the Steelers, but I mean, if that's not his current team. All right, let me see this one. This one looks like it could fit. And that's a different file. Let me see. One sec. And sometimes when you try to bring the file over, it won't convert. So that one for now, we'll keep that one up for now. But James the Terminator Kana, they have agreed on a 3-year contract with James Kana, keeping the running back who led the team in rushing last season with the franchise. Cardinals did not disclose the financial terms, but a source close to ESPN's Adam Schefter tells that the deal is worth $21 million, including $13.5 million fully guaranteed, and that can grow to a maximum of $25.5 million. So a good number for James the Terminator Kana. The Panthers release A.J. Bouye that clears $3.5 million in cap space. Feel bad for A.J. He's been kind of going up and down with all the different teams that he's been with over the last few years. Mitchell Trubisky signs with the Steelers. Free agent quarterback Mitchell Trubisky plans to sign a 2-year contract with the Steelers. A source told ESPN Jeremy Fowler in Pittsburgh he will compete with Mason Rudolph for the starting quarterback position. We already know Dwayne Haskins is trash. Mason Rudolph is trash. Mitchell Trubisky will be the starter, but I expect them to draft a quarterback, maybe a guy like, who could it be? Who would be a good fit at quarterback to pair up? It's not going to be Malik Willis, right, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but what if it could be someone like Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett played for Pittsburgh, right? Pittsburgh Pitt. All right, Pittsburgh Steelers. Makes kind of sense. So maybe if they get Kenny Pickett to pair up with Mitchell Trubisky, I think that would be a match made in heaven. All right, next up, Cincinnati Bengals defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi intends to sign with the Chicago Bears. A source told the ESPN's Adam Schefter. Ogunjobi, a 3-year, $40.5 million deal, including $26.35 million guaranteed. Safety Diggs agrees to re-sign with the Seahawks. Quandre Diggs and the Seahawks, they keep him in town. The deal is for 3 years, $40 million. ESPN Adam Schefter says he gets $28 million over the first 2 years. That's $13.33 million. Averages more than what Diggs would have made in 2022 if they applied the franchise tag. Washington Commanders guard Brandon Sheriff plans to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. No money is disclosed. The Lions agree with agreement with their safety Tracy Walker on a 3-year, $25 million deal. They include $17 million guaranteed. Let's see here. Offensive line, Karras agrees to deal with the Bengals. Bengals have agreed to terms with former Patriots offensive lineman Ted Karras with a 3-year deal worth $18 million. San Francisco 49ers free agent guard Laken Tomlinson intends to sign with the Jets. I know the Niner fans are not happy with that. So the Jets are getting another piece to protect Zach Wilson. The deal is worth up to $41.2 million. Slater returning for the 15th season for the Patriots. I love him. Let's bring him up. He might be one of the best special teams players of all time. One sec here. We got the Miz coming on TV. Miz. This is a nice photo of Matthew Slater. Logan Paul is lame. So desperate for ratings. Nice photo right here. Nice HD photo of Matthew Slater. Slater's returning for the 15th season with the Patriots. New England Patriots have reached a deal with special teams ace Matthew Slater, a future Hall of Famer, for the 15th season. The deals are 1 year, $2.62 million, fully guaranteed. Slater's 10 Pro Bowl berths are the most in NFL history for a special teamer, besting former Buffalo Bills great Steve Tasker, who had 7. So this guy is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. Love him. Jaguars intend to sign D-tackle Fatukasi, inside linebacker Oluokun, and wide receiver Christian Kirk. And obviously that ended up happening. Christian Kirk got mad money. So that's very surprising that they decided to give him so much. The Eagles, Hassan Reddick agrees to sign with the Eagles. 3-year, $45 million contract with $30 million fully guaranteed. Let's get a picture of Hassan Reddick because he's a stud. Lots of Eagles fans came in the building today for Hassan Reddick. See if I can find a good photo of him. There we go. I found a good one. NBC PFF. All right, found it. Usually I can find him within 30 seconds or less, even though I got like 10,000 files. Your boy works quick. All right, there we go, my boy. Hassan Reddick signs to a 3-year, $45 million deal with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. 3 years, $45 million, contract worth $30 million, fully guaranteed. This is big. This is big because obviously you have guys like Nakobe Dean, which they might still be looking at in the draft, but more than likely since you got Reddick, now you can shift your priorities to defensive end, defensive tackle, corner, and looking at some other positions or maybe even a wide receiver. So I absolutely love that move there as well. Let's scroll up to see what other moves that we have here. Jets are re-signing wide receiver Braxton Berrios to a 2-year, $12 million deal. They include $7 million fully guaranteed. So we got that as well. Former Titans guard Roger Saffold is signing with Buffalo. That's a big pickup. Titans re-signed center Ben Jones and signed Jamarico Jones. That's good. So Titans are re-signing Ben Jones to a 2-year contract worth $14 million. Bengals are re-signing D-tackle B.J. Hill to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Houston to re-sign safety Brooks, Terrence Brooks, safety to a 1-year, $2 million deal. This one's big for obviously Tom Grossi and the Packers, and obviously everything the Packers are trying to be able to accomplish. Okay, inside linebacker Devondre Campbell has agreed to re-sign with the Green Bay Packers and a 5-year deal worth $50 million. That's huge because that was, besides Aaron Rodgers and besides Devontae Adams, this was the guy that they had to get third. This was big, and they ended up doing it. So let me pull up a photo of him. Really proved himself last year. Got himself a big payday. See if I can actually find a good photo. They don't have as many photos of him. Let's see if I can go through. As he's bounced around from a few different teams. Looks like, come on now. Can I find one of you? There's like smaller ones that aren't going to fit. All right, I found one. Here we go. Let's see if this one can fit. All right, X1080. Sometimes these obscure players are a little bit harder to find. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Not the best one. I was trying to look for one that was a little bit cleaner. Obviously, there's a lot of ones that are smaller, but they won't fit the screen. But inside linebacker Devondre Campbell has agreed to re-sign with the Green Bay Packers on a 5-year deal worth $50 million, $10 million per year. And obviously, he was a big contributor to the Packers defense. They have a lot of problems with special teams, but obviously they can fill some of the holes and the gaps of Devondre Campbell. Love him. So that's a good pickup and a good keeper for the Packers there. Seahawks are re-signing tight end Will Dissly, 3-year, $24 million deal. Russell Wilson and possibly Bobby Wagner team up in Denver, ? Could happen. Center Allen and left tackle Noteboom returning to the Rams. Center Brian Allen is returning to the Rams on a 3-year deal. The deal is worth $24 million, so that's nice. And Joe Noteboom obviously is coming back as well. Cardinals reach a deal to bring back quarterback Colt McCoy on a 2-year, $7.5 million deal. Let's see here. Dennis the Barbarian Gardeck reached an agreement with the Cardinals on a 3-year, $12 million deal. Dolphins lure wide receiver Cedric Wilson on a 3-year deal. This is kind of crazy. 3 years, $22.8 million deal that includes $12.75 million guaranteed. So that's a pretty lucrative deal for a guy that was decent. I mean, obviously he was like wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 option. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what he can do with the Miami Dolphins. But there's a lot of money that was being spent. The Dolphins also bring in quarterback Teddy Bridgewater on a 1-year trial. So if Tua can't be the guy, they're going to go with Teddy Bridgewater. So let me pull up a picture of Teddy. Tough division to be in. Not as much as like the AFC West or the NFC West, but still the AFC East. That's tough. All right, let's see what kind of Teddy Bridgewater photo I can find. The boys got to work quick. I have like 20,000 files. Teddy, I see you. And obviously I have Saints photos of Teddy. I got photos of Teddy and, the Panthers and whatnot. But Teddy Bridgewater, we'll see what you can do. Obviously formerly on the Broncos. Now it's Dangerous. Russell Wilson, Drew Lock now is obviously on the Seattle Seahawks. Now you got Teddy Bridgewater on the Dolphins. And we'll see what he can do. I mean, we'll see if he can actually, prove himself and get an opportunity to play, or if Tua will be the guy. The big one here coming up. Let me see if I can have, did I already pull up a photo of him? I did. J.C. Jackson agrees to a 5-year deal with the Chargers. They already picked up Khalil Mack, obviously, and this is huge. One of the best corners in the game. Los Angeles Chargers are giving New England Patriot corner J.C. Jackson a 5-year, $82.5 million deal that includes a $40 million guarantee. This one might have been the biggest one of the day. So you got him, you got Khalil Mack, you got Derwin James, all right, you got Asante Samuel Jr., you got Joey Bosa. The Chargers should be a force to be reckoned with if they can stay healthy. Big one. Another one right here. My boy Carlton Davis returning to Tampa Bay. Have agreed to re-sign Carlton Davis to a 3-year, $45 million contract. Told ESPN it also includes $2.5 million for playing time per game bonuses. Love him. Glad that he's coming back. The Colts agreed to re-sign tight end Mo Alley Cox. Glad that he's coming back for Sarah Small. Bears are releasing defensive tackle Eddie Goldman. Texans have claimed former Cowboys cornerback Reggie Robinson off waivers. Tight end Ingram intends to sign a 1-year deal with the Jags. So let me see if I can pull up a photo of Evan Ingram. One sec here. Evan Ingram is kind of underwhelmed. I mean, we always thought he was going to be a top tight end, and it just seems like he never really ended up being the tight end we thought he was going to be. But maybe he can, maybe have a new boost in his career. All right, hold on. I got to erase some of these photos. I got to go through, make a little space. All right, let me find an Evan spot here. You boys got to work fast. Your boys got to work fast, baby. There we go. Evan Ingram. So one looks like it's going to be a 1-year deal, a prove-it deal, fully guaranteed, $9 million deal that could go up to $10 million. So obviously the Jags need all the help that they can get. Hopefully they can beef up some more of the pieces. Obviously they're going to go for weapons to help out Trevor Lawrence, but Christian Kirk and some of these other guys, I mean, did they pay too much? We're going to have to wait and find out. Houston declines Colts request to speak to quarterback Watson. So that's interesting. So that they wanted to be able to see if they could get him in the division, but they said no. So it looks like that we will not see Deshaun Watson in Indianapolis. Now the Bills bring in D tackle Settle on a 2-year deal. Tim Settle, Washington D tackle Tim Settle to Buffalo on a 2-year deal. And I'm getting closer up here, and let's get caught up. Browns snag defensive tackle Bryan with a 1-year deal. The Browns have agreed to a 1-year deal with former Jags defensive tackle Taven Bryan. Jets agree to re-sign running back Tevin Coleman. So that'll be interesting to see what he can do. Steelers agree to sign offensive tackle Okorafor. Steelers are giving their right tackle Chukwuma Okorafor a 3-year, $29.25 million deal, $20.5 million in the first 2 years. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence has agreed to a new 3-year deal worth $30 million guaranteed. Former Bengals tight end CJ Uzomah intends to sign a 3-year, $24 million deal with the Jets, which is good. Give Zach Wilson another name. So let's see if I can pull up a photo of CJ. All right. All right, VX. All right, see if I can find this file. All right, will this fit? Sometimes I have to take a chance when I'm going for some. Let's see. There we go. It does. CJ Zoma. All right, 3-year, $24 million deal. He's going to look good in a Jets uniform. Former Cardinals and Vikings center Mason Cole intends to sign a 3-year deal with the Steelers. I mean, there's a lot of fucking deals in here. Offensive guard Mark Gronkowski has agreed to terms with the Giants. 3 years, $20 million. Free agent Xavier Woods has agreed to a 3-year deal, $15.75 million deal with the Carolina Panthers. And let's see. Eagles will not tender linebacker Singleton. Alex Singleton, per source, are not tendering the 2-time leading tackler. That's interesting. Chargers agreed to sign D tackle Austin Johnson to a 2-year deal worth up to $14 million. Chiefs and Saints are interested in Jarvis Landry. See if we have to pull up a Jarvis Landry photo here. One sec. See if we can find a Jarvis Landry. 193-1026. All right, Jarvis, where will you land? Where are you going to be? Is it going to be the Nolans Saints? Are you going to go there? You know, that's going to be a spot for you with maybe Honey Badger, or are you going to end up going to the Kansas City Chiefs? Obviously, if the Chiefs get a player like this, him or Juju would be great on Kansas City to have, give someone else other than McCole Hardman on the other side. So you got Tyreek on one side with Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman, Jarvis Landry, or Juju Smith-Schuster. We'll have to wait and see on what he decides and what money needs to be spent. So it'll be interesting to see what we get there. Let's see here. The Rams D-tackle Sebastian Joseph Day goes to play with the Chargers on a 3-year, $24 million deal. Bills agreed to a defensive tackle Daquan Jones. Getting closer to the end here. Harrison Phillips, Bills D-tackle, going to the Vikings. Steelers offer restricted tender linebacker to safety to Marcus Allen, and that's it. So that's pretty much a lot of the big news that I can see. I did get my Kenny Omega shirt, so that was nice. I ended up getting that from Odin's son, so I ended up getting that just recently. And let me take a look to see if there's any other things I need to go in the chat, and I apologize. I was just trying to read a lot of those off, and then I'll go back here. It said first night here, subscribe, love that. I'll take a look to see if there's any more Cash Apps on here. I don't think there is. All right, and let's take a quick look here. All right, Freddie Freeman news stinks, but AA, the Braves got Matt Olson. I did see that, so that's nice. That's going to be a good addition to your guys' team. Ron Jones, what do you think about Cousins staying with the Vikings? It's a good fit. I mean, you're offering him a lot of money. And like I said, with the new head coach, the OC, obviously from the Rams, is going to be able to take the team, I think, to the next level. But you also have Aaron Rodgers there for the next 3 to 4 years. So the best you can really hope for is wild card, unless Aaron gets hurt, or Aaron Jones, or if Devontae Adams doesn't play. But you should be in the mix for the playoffs. And normally you're sitting around a 9 or 10 win team. So I do like Kirk Cousins. I mean, if I didn't have Tom Brady, I would take Kirk Cousins on my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I think a lot of people don't like Kirk Cousins, but he might be the 11th best quarterback in the league. If you think about the guys that aren't in the top 10, 11, 12, 13, it's guys like Tannehill, Carr, Cousins, and I think they're all in that same kind of mix. And I like Cousins, and I like Carr, and I like Tannehill. So sometimes you can't have a top 10 quarterback. Sometimes you have to get a guy who's 11 through 15. And even if you have a guy through 11 through 15, you can make an AFC or NFC championship game with a guy that's ranked 11 through 15. Because remember, we have 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, and not all 32 are good. That's facts. Jaguars spending like a drunken sailor once again. Yes, they are. What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken Jaguar early in the morning? Absolutely. Curious to see if the Titans will make a run at Jarvis Landry. I don't know. I mean, I imagine if Jarvis wants to go to a team, he wants to go to a team that's a winner. Not that, the Titans aren't a winner. You know what I mean? But I'm not sure if the Titans are in the mix. It sounds like, that he's looking at the Saints, because obviously he went to LSU. It looks like maybe the Chiefs, because with the roster that they have at wide receiver. But the Titans would make sense. You know what I mean? But like I told you before, instead of grabbing a Julio, should have kept Jonnu Smith. So I'm not sure if even that would be a good fit for you guys, with Jarvis Landry. You know what I mean? It might be better just to try to move on and let that aging vet go somewhere else. So it seems like the quarterback class isn't very deep this year. No, it's not. It's not very good at all. It's much worse than last year. And last year, a lot of the guys didn't really even do anything. That's facts. Evil Empire Patriots V2. Slater's a leader in the locker room, and he's been solid since 2012. Well, yeah, I mean, he's one of the best special teams players of all time. I mean, like I said, whether you love the Patriots or you hate the Patriots, every single year, I mean, he's made, 10 Pro Bowls? He's had the most of any player in special teams of all time. So obviously that speaks for itself. I agree. Evil Empire Patriots in the building. What to do? He said, awesome picture. I'll only put it up again for you, man. Don't know if you're still in the building, but I'm always going to, throw up the nice HD photos. Yeah. I'm a 10-time Pro Bowler. I'm the best of all time, baby. I love it. I love it. I'm always trying to find those nice, epic ones. I just wish it wasn't have to be something like Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon, passing away. But, I'm always pulling up the nice HD photos and trying to make it a good stream that is unusual, a different, and I'm obviously a trendsetter. So, shades of Finn Oakley. All right, man. Enjoy that Hawaiian weather out there, brother. Hybrid question: how do you think Spencer Rattler is going to do with South Carolina? I don't know. I mean, obviously he was supposed to be like the best quarterback, right? He was supposed to be like the best one and be the man. And then he ended up getting replaced, and all those guys went from Oklahoma, followed their coach over to USC. I hope he ends up being halfway decent, but I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I'm the definition of swag. Yes, you are. Said, where does Zadarius land? Depends on if you can afford him. You know what I mean? It might be a place like Seattle, because obviously they're going to be looking for, pieces to fill in for Bobby Wagner and other locations, but I have absolutely no idea. The first place that popped into my mind would be Seattle, but I don't know if Seattle is interested. Landry is my vote. Yeah, Landry, it seems like he would be maybe a little bit more reliable than Juju and a little bit more me and a little bit more team for Landry. So I think I would want Landry too. Not sure if you spoke about this yet, brother, but do you think Watson goes to the Carolina or the Saints? And if when do you think he'll be traded? Javier, that is a great question. I don't know. I know that if he goes to Carolina, they're going to be a good team. If he goes to the Saints, they're a Super Bowl team. If he goes to the Eagles, they could be a Super Bowl team. If he goes to the Seahawks, they can be a decent team. So I don't really know. I mean, obviously with the weapons and what you're going to get in return, what they're going to have to give up to get them, that's a really good question. So I guess it really depends on Deshaun Watson. To me, God, I don't know. I mean, obviously, if he goes to the Saints, that's going to immediately make them a Super Bowl contender because I already got Tom Brady. The Bucs will be good. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers will be good. Matthew Stafford and the Rams will be good. Trey Lance and the Niners are going to be good. And then, obviously, wherever Deshaun Watson goes, Carolina or Nolans, if it's just out of those two teams, they'll be very good. But if you end up getting Deshaun Watson, does that mean that if he goes to Carolina that they give Run CMC in return? So if that happens, then that takes away one of those key pieces that you could have with Watson and CMC. So I imagine that you're going to have to give up not only draft picks for Watson, but you're also going to have to give up a couple good players. And I don't know if Carolina can really give up a lot. You know what I mean? And I don't know if the Saints want to give up a lot in return. So we'll see. Chiefs are courting Landry big time. Well, let's hope that you guys get him, man, because that would be big. Because you guys need someone that's better than McCole Hardman. Another option on that other side. So the NFL needs to give Colin Kaepernick a shot. There's plenty of teams that could use him right now. Tyree, I agree. They should have been giving him a chance a long time ago. But with just the racism, that's going on, in the NFL, and obviously people taking it as him, supporting, obviously, not supporting violence against, African Americans and against people of color, and obviously the police brutality. And then when the kneeling, they had people saying, oh, he doesn't support the military. Had nothing to do with that. But it just shows you there's always a left and a right, Republican, Democrat. There's always someone out there trying to divide us, as people, trying to group us on one side or the other. So I think Colin should have already been in the league. I think he should have never been blackballed. And I think that even to this day, he probably still is one of the top 32 quarterbacks. And I think that at the very least, he could be a backup. But the reason why that he's not in the league is because Colin would be bigger than even some of the starting quarterbacks. And they would be interviewing him as a backup rather than the quarterbacks or the head coaches. And it would be this big media thing. And I don't think that the owners and the coaches and the players want to deal with that, as shitty as that sounds. But that's why he hasn't been signed. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up. America is racist. The owners and the players and the communities, it just baffles my mind on the certain things that go on. But certain guys made an example of, like Calvin Ridley being suspended for a year. Shouldn't have been a year. Especially when you're getting people that are beating up on women or beating up other people, and they're getting suspended for 4 games, 6 games. You know what I mean? And then you have someone that does the gambling thing, and then they get suspended for a year. So not only did Colin Kaepernick get an example made of him, obviously Calvin Ridley got an example made of him as well. So I think it's bullshit, but you're never going to see Kaepernick play in the NFL ever again, which I think is absolute crap, but it is what it is. Elliot, Seattle's going to suck next year. Yep. Sean Payton comes out of retirement if Watson comes back. Nope. If anything, I think Sean Payton will end up as a Dallas Cowboys head coach in a few years, either in the booth or at head coach. And then Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator, is a good coach. So I think you're still going to win a lot of games with the Saints. And Dennis Allen was the right choice for the Saints too, because he's familiar with the players. They respect him. And I think he's going to do a fantastic job. I'm a Bucs fan since 95, but I'm not a hater and I'm not an idiot. I think he's going to do awesome. Watson on the Saints is dangerous. They might be my favorite to come out of the NFC. Well, you obviously would always say that hybrid because, you don't like Tom Brady. You want to be a hater. All right. But we'll see. We will see. I don't know if Watson will go to the Saints, but even if the Saints don't get Watson, if they get Jameis Winston to come back, I still think the Saints will be a good football team. And I think that they can still make the playoffs and they can still beat my Buccaneers. But all I know is this guy's a fucking GOAT. And I told you before, whether that you want to admit it or not, that Lamar and Kyler are a little overrated. And that's not me trying to take a shot at your player. It's true. You know what I mean? At least I like Lamar more than Kyler. Okay. Kyler just doesn't play good football in November and December. Lamar is a great player. I think I would take Dak over Lamar, but I think Lamar has a lot of talent. But the thing is with Lamar, I need to see you stay in the pocket and throw the football more to Hollywood Brown, and that'll make the team better. But when you guys have J.K. Dobbins back at running back, I think it's going to take your guys' game to the next level, and I'm hoping you guys go far next year. I really like you guys. I like rooting for you guys, but I need to see something other than Lamar to Mark Andrews 30 times a game. Get the other guys involved. And once I see him stay in the pocket more, then he's going to climb up my ladder from maybe being like the 6th best quarterback or 7th, and maybe he can climb up to be in the top 5. But he's not top 5 right now. Brad Fuge, every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. You know I am, baby. I'm always grinding, dude. You know what I'm doing? I'm always hustling, baby. Every single day, Brett. I'm always hustling. I'm always grinding because what? I'm pimping, baby. You know it. Beers for everyone. And obviously we started off the stream, money. But we already know the news about Tom Brady obviously coming back, which is great. So it's great to be able to have my guy back for one more year. But the day started off on a somber note because my boy Razor fucking Ramon, Scott Hall, died today. They took him off life support. He had a surgery with his hip, got a blood clot. Then he ended up having 3 heart attacks back to back. And one of my favorite wrestlers of all time died today. I actually shed a tear and I cried today. I have wrestling figures. I have so many memories of watching him as a little kid, watching him in junior high, watching him in high school. It's just sad to be able to see that happen. But like I said, I'm here. I'm grinding. And I'm never going to, stop. I'm never going to quit. Can't stop. Won't stop. Brett, my boy, really good to see you, man. Hopefully you didn't forget to take that Emmitt Smith rookie card out of your dash. And so now you have that nice piece of memorabilia to add to your collection. It was fun hanging out with y'all. And maybe we'll end up going to another Blazer game sometime soon. Ducks, obviously, in the fall. We'll end up going there. Or we can just hang out and drink some beers together. And like I said, it was weird not having to wear a mask down there, but the seats that move back and forth, us doing the wave for 5 minutes. I mean, I had a good time. And at least we got Josh Hart's career night, 44 points. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. And at least we got the dub. So I had a great time. I love you and I appreciate you, my brother. And hopefully we end up hanging out very, very soon. Brett, my boy, he's the guy that was in the photo with me on the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebook. If you guys saw the photo of me at the Blazer game, this is my boy right here, Brett Fuge. He was the starting center at our high school. And one of the coolest thing about him is he's just a real, genuine dude, and a real recognizes real. It's always nice to be able to hang out with people that are genuine, real, fun, and I always enjoy my time with this guy every time we hang out. Salute to my boy Brett. Love you, brother. How happy are you being having Brady being back? Panthers fan here. Oh, dude, I mean, imagine if Luke Kuechly was still playing for your team. You know what I mean? Imagine if you still had, some of your guys still playing for you. Of course, I'm excited, dude, because I was going from, maybe a Blaine Gabbert, Kyle Trask, and then I was going to be like maybe a Jimmy Garoppolo. Things were not looking good. I was going from a Super Bowl contender to mediocre team, probably like 8 or 9 wins. So now with Brady coming back, then it was a trickle-down effect. Because you think about this. You got Brady to come back. Once Brady came back, Ryan Jensen came back. After Ryan Jensen came back, we already know Gronk is coming back. After Gronk comes back, then Carlton Davis decided to come back. So we're getting, it's a trickle-down effect because Brady will take less money and then we're going to get more pieces. But it all started right here with Chris Godwin. So, and at least now, I mean, there's no guarantee we make it to a Super Bowl. There's no guarantee we make it to an NFC championship game, but we should be able to get into the dance. And that's all I want. From 2008 to 2019, we were a garbage football team. So now it just feels good to be relevant. And we ended up winning a Super Bowl year one. We fell short last year to the Rams. And I'm hoping for one more Super Bowl with Brady, and he can walk off into the sunset, accomplished, a happy man. But you never know with Brady. He might keep playing until he's 50 years old. No one really knows. Brady's the GOAT quarterback, obviously, but is anyone concerned that he's going to drop off in performance? I'm not, just because with the TB12 method and the time and effort that he puts into his body, no drugs, no drinking, working out a lot, TB12 method, plyometrics, going to bed at like 7, 8, 9 p.m. I think that if he was going to fall off, he would have already fallen off when he was like 37, 38, 39. You know what I mean? So, I know we're never going to see a player like this ever again. And if he wasn't so disciplined as a player and he didn't have that, Mamba mentality like a Jordan or a Kobe, he would have fallen off already like Big Ben, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, but he's not them. He's Kobe Bryant. He's Michael Jordan. So I'm not worried about him falling off. You know what I mean? Because you went from a team that was a defensive-minded coach, and at the end they thought, oh, Brady's falling off. He's only throwing for 20 to 25, touchdown passes. Goes to Tampa Bay, throws for 40, 45 touchdown passes, right? So, and he led the league in passing and yards and touchdowns. So I'm not worried about him falling off, especially if we still have Godwin. We got Mike Evans. We got, obviously, Gronk. We still got good players. We got good coaches. We still got BA. We still got Byron Leftwich. We still got Todd Bowles. We're going to be fine. Now, after this year, after he's 45, then maybe, depending on the situation, but I think that we're still going to have an elite year. If I had to put money on if he throws for more than 30 touchdowns or more, I would say that's 100%. 35, 100%. 40, I think we're going to get somewhere between 38 and probably 45 touchdowns this season. We got too many good players, and they like no risk it, no biscuit. We're going to always throw the football. Brady might have a little bit more picks, but if you really look at his stat line, it's amazing. I don't think he's ever going to get to a point where he throws 20 interceptions in a season. He's going to end up having, I think, 35, 38, somewhere on the low end, and then on the high end, probably somewhere between 42 and maybe 47 touchdowns. So I still think he's going to be great. Breeze. Wonder sometimes if Brady's pride might keep him wanting to continue to play. Right. Well, it all depends if he wants to, for his legacy. You know what I mean? It depends on if he thinks that the team's good enough to win. Because, there's only going to be a couple spots that he's going to want to play. Tampa Bay, and then if he wants to go somewhere else after this year and the contract is up. Because imagine if he plays for Tampa, wins a Super Bowl, the contract is up, goes to the Niners, plays 1 year there, wins a Super Bowl, and then retires. He can go that route. But there's no other team that he's going to play for besides us and the Niners, and that's it. Because that's his childhood team. So anything is possible. What's a reasonable trade the Panthers can offer? You're going to have to offer like 3 first-rounders, maybe 4. You're going to have to offer Run CMC. You're going to have to offer quite a bit. So I don't know if you would want to do that. Obviously, we know Sam Darnold's not good enough, and you can go for a rookie in the draft, or you can wait till next year. But that's up to you guys. If you guys want to give up all that capital for a guy, and it's going to leave up all those old holes that are there. But you can pick up running backs, because Run CMC is great, but he's always hurt. So, he's not going to give you guys any production if he's on the bench. So I don't really know, man. Obviously, if you traded Watson for CMC and some draft picks, that's going to be worth it, because at least you're going to get a guy that doesn't get hurt, that can increase your win total, and then you can actually get a replacement for Run CMC. Because think about it, for a good chunk of Run CMC's career, he hasn't played. When he's healthy, he's like the number 1 running back in fantasy football, running and catching, right? When he's healthy, he's like the number 1 pick. But the problem is he's never can stay healthy. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Brady is so fucking long at such a high level. Even his haters have no choice to respect him. I know a lot of people are pissed off that he's back, though. You know what I mean? But like I said, why are you so mad? It's like there's no guarantee that we're going to win. It's not like he's won back-to-back Super Bowls and now he's back again. I guess if it was that case, then I could see a lot more people being angry. But it's like, we lost to the Rams because of injuries, but we almost came back and won. And I'm telling you, if we didn't have Jensen and Wirfs hurt, fuck AB. And obviously, if we had Godwin, I think we would have ended up winning that game. Or even if Godwin was out, if AB was there and Wirfs and Jensen weren't hurt, I think we would have won that. But then you could also have said if Bakhtiari was playing, right, and they would have been able to beat the Niners. And now having him not out there, if you don't have a good piece on the line not playing, it can really jeopardize your team. You think Fournette comes back to the Bucs? I do. I think he deleted the post that he had on Instagram that I'm gone, I'm leaving. And then if Brady's willing to take less money and people are going to restructure their contracts, I think Lombardi Lenny, there's a chance that he can come back to the team. Yeah, I know, man. A lot of people don't like Tom Brady. It's fine. I know, trust me, you know what I mean? Like, Tom Brady on the Bucs is a different feel than Tom Brady on the Pats, because I was like everyone else. I didn't have a whole lot of love for Dallas Cowboys. I don't have a lot of love for New England. But the reason for New England and Belichick and Brady is because of the jealousy and the envy and the cheating with the Spygate and the Deflategate, even though that one got debunked, right? But it's just like all of the winning and the winning and the winning. It's like you wanted someone else. But when Tampa got Tom, I don't think people really hated him as much. It was like, you know, you can kind of root for Tom on the Buccaneers. It's not Bill Belichick anymore. You know, it's like Tom trying to do his own legacy, and it just so happened to be my favorite team, and I've been a fan since 95. And plus, you ended up getting already a fucking Super Bowl off of him, which I predicted, and that's why the Eagles fans fuck with me, all right? You know what I mean? It's like I've always been a Tom Brady guy. I am actually personally more of a Joe Montana, Peyton Manning guy. So I would rather go Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. That's my order. And I really respect Tom Brady and everything that he's done, and I'm excited that he's here to help me win. But I've always liked Joe Montana and Peyton Manning more. So that's just my personal truth. But I love Tom. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But when Tom ended up coming over to the Buccaneers, what am I supposed to do? Not root for him? You know what I mean? Like, he came over, Gronk came over, and that's one of the best duos of all time. We saw what those duos did on New England. We see what they did for fucking Tampa Bay. And if I didn't have, Brady and Gronk, there is no Super Bowl. That's facts. Evil Empire. So who do you think Bill would take if he was drafting wide receiver? I'm concerned we will get stagnant. He doesn't know how to draft wide receivers. Obviously he's already proven that year in and year out, or getting guys like N'Keal Harry. I mean, it just wasn't the right pick. He's a defensive guy, so if anything, they need to let Josh McDaniels make the pick. Oops, he's not there anymore. He's on the Raiders. So obviously they need to find someone else that knows how to evaluate talent. But if I'm New England, Mac Jones is limited. If he didn't go to New England or the Niners, he's a system guy. I don't know if he would succeed anywhere else. So if I'm looking at like the wide receiver board, they need a lot of help. I mean, Nelson Aguilar didn't really give you what you were thinking you were going to get when he was on the Raiders, right? But there's a lot of options. But it's just like, who would you get? You can get a guy like Garrett Wilson, Drake London from USC, Treylon Burks from Arkansas is fucking nice. Trying to think of the other guys that I really like. Because I imagine you guys will probably go for corner because you guys ended up losing J.C. Jackson. So maybe like Trent McDuffie, from Washington, the sophomore. So I imagine you're going to go for someone like that around pick 21. You're going to get someone to replace J.C. Jackson. I do research on all 32 teams. I go a little bit deeper than most people on the internet and on YouTube. So Jameson Williams is nice from Alabama, but he's kind of, getting fixed up with the ACL and everything. Chris Olave. So I don't really know. But what I do know is that you guys are more than likely going to be going for corner in the first round. Belichick is a defensive coach, so we'll have to see where it goes. Bill just got Saffold today. I saw that. He said, I will always love Brady. Thank you, bro. Now, dude, and like I said, I have a love for him now too, because like I said, I always respected him, but then there was always, like that jealousy and envy from the other fans because you guys won so much. You know what I mean? That's just the truth to it. But now when he got a Super Bowl for me, I will always be indebted to him forever. That's facts. Javier, thoughts on Panthers drafting Willis at 6 so Cam could mentor him? I think that would be good because if you guys don't draft him, I think that you don't need to get let someone else get Deshaun Watson. You don't need him. You know what I mean? Go for a guy that you can mentor and bring up. I would go Malik Willis at 6. That's where I would go. That's what I would do. As a Bill fans, Tom is still the GOAT. I still hate him, but as soon as he retires, Josh Allen is the GOAT, so I don't care. Well, Duhast, I'm not sure if Josh Allen's the GOAT because you guys are kind of stupid because you guys don't pick up a running back. I've been saying it for like the last 5 years, and you guys still keep Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, Matt Breida, and you guys need someone better. And I keep saying it over and over and over again, okay? We already know you got Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, but after that, it's Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and then like Dak, Kyler, right, and Lamar, and then the next tier, right? And then you'll have Deshaun and Tom sprinkled in somewhere in there. But you need someone to be able to have that balance in the offense. You can't have Josh Allen running for 100 yards and trying to pass for 400 every game. You know what I mean? Ooh, Bianca Belair, wow. Picking up Dewdrop. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Bianca Belair using her strength. 1, 2, 3. Dude, she is strong. How the hell did she do that? Dewdrop is a big girl, too. Wow. That was awesome. Been here a couple years, bro. Keep the sheet rolling. Love the content. Have a good night, bud. Javier, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Josh Allen scares me. Well, he's elite. I mean, we already know the future of the league is Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen. Those guys are better than Dak, Kyler, and Lamar. That's facts. You know, and after Patrick Mahomes retires or gets older, right? But more than likely, Russell's gone and Aaron Rodgers is gone. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Justin Herbert. Those are going to be the best 4 quarterbacks in the league. I don't think anyone can really argue with that. You know what I mean? You still got Watson and all these other guys, but they're going to get a little bit older. But I really think that Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, that's the future right there. That's facts. And I think that the Bills are on the cusp of a Super Bowl. The Niners and the Bills are getting closer. We just got to see what Trey Lance can do, and we got to see if Josh Allen can get a running back. Now, if you guys had a Jonathan Taylor, a Nick Chubb, a Josh Jacobs, you guys can win a Super Bowl. You guys would have ended up already winning one already. So once you guys end up getting maybe a Breece Hall in the draft, you guys get a stud running back, then that'll be the moment that it changes for the Bills, where you guys have a little bit more balance. Then, you know, Josh Allen doesn't have to force it on 3rd down. Maybe you guys run a few more draws or screen passes. Get the ball to someone at running back that could be a top 10 running back, right? And then maybe you guys end up winning the Super Bowl next year. But I know you guys are going to be very good, the Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. So we'll see. We will see. Bianca Belair and trying to get some payback on the man Becky Lynch. Wow. Becky Lynch. I really needed that today. Air, my boy. Appreciate you. Joe Burrow is okay. Come on, Duhast. If Burrow was just okay, he wouldn't have gotten to a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? We know Josh Allen is great, but Joe Burrow is just as good as him. I mean, Allen has a high ceiling, Burrow has a high ceiling, and Justin Herbert, with all these extra defensive players now that they're getting, J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, you're going to see maybe the Chargers end up being the Bengals of this year, moving forward to next year. I mean, I think all 3 of those quarterbacks are phenomenal. I mean, you could tell. I mean, they're on the cusp of getting closer to that Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson level, but they're not there yet, but they're getting closer. That's just my personal opinion, but Burrow is more than okay. And if you're saying that he's okay, that means you're just being a hater because you're a Bills fan and you just love Josh Allen and you can't give respect to any other good players in the league. You know, to me, obviously, I would take Justin Herbert probably over Joe Burrow, and then it's debatable if you want to go Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. I think both of those guys are pretty fucking equal. A lot of people would probably go Josh Allen. Obviously, I got to see Justin Herbert front row, so I got to watch him up close and personal to see what he's all about, and I'm a Duck fan, but if you're looking at the talent level and the skill set, you could say Josh Allen is the next big thing, but he can't do it on his own. You know what I mean? He's going to need help. But he does make everyone around him better, just like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert as well. Yeah, but Burrow is more than okay. Okay, but the thing is, think about this. If Joe Burrow was just okay, they have no offensive line, and they only lost the Super Bowl by 3. Explain. You know what I mean? They're a lot better than just okay. You know what I mean? It showed how good Joe Burrow really is. The chemistry with, Jamar Chase and what they have. It's more than okay. That's why I'm not biased. I like to be able to see, everyone in the league. No, incorrect. That's just you being a fan. That's a biased comment just because you're a Bills fan. Incorrect. He's not the best quarterback in the league. He's good. But he's not the best. He's good, but he's not the best. See, that's a biased comment. You know what I mean? I don't do that biased stuff. You know what I mean? I look at right down the middle. You know what I mean? And like I said, once you guys get your running back, you have a good chance to make an AFC championship game, get past the Chiefs, and win a Super Bowl. But until you guys get a better running back, it's never going to happen. You guys are always going to fail if you guys don't get anyone better than Singletary, Breida, or Zach Moss. Those guys aren't fucking good enough. I mean, we've been saying that shit year in and year out, but you guys never address it. So, who's better? Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes. And I think Herbert's on the same kind of level. Burrow's pretty fucking good too. I mean, like I said, Josh Allen is great. You know, he's a top 6 quarterback, but I think there's other guys that are better right now. You know what I mean? Even though Aaron, obviously, fumbles it up and fucks it up in the playoffs, but he's a great regular season player, right? Then you got Russell Wilson. When he's healthy, I think that going from a defensive-minded coach to an offensive-minded coach, you're going to see the difference. Like when Brady went from the Patriots to the Bucks, I think his numbers are going to drastically improve. And Patrick Mahomes, even though he hit a wall, he's still one of the most naturally gifted players. You know what I mean? If you're just a Bills fan and you're just going to be like, oh, Josh Allen's the best. Well, if he's the best, then how come you guys haven't won Super Bowls? You know what I mean? If he's so good, right? If he's so good, then how come he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet? If he's so good, if he's just so much better than everyone else in the league, you guys would have already had a Super Bowl win by now. So he's not the best. It's a team game, not a me game. You are biased because no one else agrees with you. No one thinks that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league. How many MVPs has he won? How many Super Bowl MVPs has he won? How many Super Bowl trophies have you guys won? Come on, man. You know what I mean? And even Tom Brady last year was better. Tom Brady probably should have got the MVP last year over Aaron. So, I mean, we're saying that Josh Allen is the future, but you saying that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league, that's a biased comment if you're a Bills fan. JC to the Chargers, I know it's crazy. Sam Bradford is better than Josh Allen. For me, if you're going to have this conversation with anybody else on YouTube that's biased, you can argue all day and all night, but there's no one on YouTube that covers all 32 teams like me with no bias. You know what I mean? I have no fucking objective for one way or another. I look at talent. I don't look at the players or just because the guy's on the Cowboys or the Patriots and have all this haterade that I'm drinking like everybody else. I base it off talent, film, stats, and the eye test. You know what I mean? And like I said, I think Josh Allen could be, the 4th best quarterback in the league, maybe taking that Deshaun Watson spot, but there's still room to get better. A little bit less running, a little bit more time in the pocket, but also not having a good running game. That's been kind of the bugaboo for the Bills. Defense is great. All right. Offensive line is pretty good. Weapons at wide receiver. Dawson Knox balled out, right? But the running backs suck. That's just plain and simple. Devin Singletary ain't good. You know what I mean? Zach Moss ain't that good. Right, Matt Breida ain't that good. They're okay, but all those guys are like RB2, RB3s, like a change of pace back. They're not like the lead dog, and that's the reason why the Bills haven't advanced to the Super Bowl yet, because the running game isn't there. That's facts. Yeah, but you're being biased and I'm not. People respect my opinions because I speak the truth, because I'm not biased. I don't talk about Tom Brady's number 1 quarterback in the league. You know what I mean? I don't say that he's the best overall number 1. You know what I mean? I don't talk about Mike Evans being the best wide receiver. I don't talk about Chris Godwin being number 1. You know what I mean? And even my guy, Devin White, who I think might be one of the best linebackers in the game, and you could argue that he's number 1 out of all the guys that I have on my team, that could be considered a number 1 guy in the NFL. Darius Leonard is considered a little bit better by most people. And I don't have a problem saying that Devin White, my favorite player, might be the 2nd best linebacker. I'm not going to be, Devin White's the best, even if I think that. I think he's right up there with Darius Leonard as a top 2. And then you got Fred Warner, Bobby Wagner, and obviously Micah Parsons. But, that's the difference between me and you, brother. That's the difference between me and you. I don't need to be biased, brother. No, he's not. No, he's not. Nice try, though. That is a biased comment because you're a Bills fan. No one in the room thinks that he's the best quarterback in the league. Even Bills fans in general don't think he's the best quarterback in the league. He's very good, but not the best. People in actual locker rooms, get out of here. Duhas, you crazy, brother. So much haterade. Holly Hundo, $25. Thanks for the content and the grind as always. Thank you. That's definitely going to go help try to save this fucking dog's life. So I appreciate you very much. Bang! $25 hundo by Holly Hundo. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm always grinding. I'm always hustling. Always. Like I said, I usually am streaming now, for 3, 4, 5 hours. Everyone loves Josh Allen. Are you kidding me? We all love him. You know what I mean? He's the future of the league. But I think there's a chance where Joe Burrow and Herbert could be just as good, if not better. You know what I mean? It all depends on who gets that Super Bowl first. You know what I mean? And legacy. And when you start looking at yards and touchdowns and obviously if you look at complete teams, the Bills had more of a complete team than the Bengals, right? The Bills had a more complete team than the Chargers, but now the Chargers team is starting to catch up, and they look like they have a team just as good as the Bills. So we're going to have to see if they can stay injury-free. So, we'll wait and see. Yeah. It's going to be exciting to see what happens, moving forward, but that's true. And that's another thing I could bring up too. Justin Herbert, it doesn't, before Stephon Diggs, you weren't really a good quarterback. And then you ended up getting a wide receiver number one, and then it took the game to the next level, right? So obviously if you have a true number one wide receiver, you can take your game to the next level. But he was always a project guy. I watched him at Wyoming. I saw him against Oregon, good player, you know what I mean? But he was very raw. And obviously he needed that help to get him to be at more of that elite status. But it's not like he came right out of the gates like Justin Herbert, you know what I mean, and showed what kind of skill set that he had right away. You know what I mean? It took Stephon Diggs for him to take his game to the next level. And then even last year, Diggs really didn't get the same kind of production than the year before. Deshaun Watson. Yeah, he's always good. I mean, you got to think back when it was Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, who was number 4? Before it was Josh Allen or Herbert or Burrow, now it was Deshaun Watson. He was the 4th best quarterback right after those 3. He was number 4 year in and year out. So I think we all respected the hell out of him. I mean, playing with a shit team like the Texans and then getting rid of all the great players that they had over the years, the DeAndre Hopkins, the J.J. Swats. I mean, just getting rid of each piece, year in and year out. But if Watson can get back to being a little bit, depending on the team he goes to and, how his arm looks, I mean, he might not be top 5 right away, but I assume that he could put up top 10 numbers in this first season. So you finally beat the Jazz in Utah since 2001. Nice. Nice.
This is the greatest night of my career. You're the best. You're the coolest.
Matt Riddle.
Oh, and you got the balloons? You remembered my birthday? I know it's a 10 month, but dude, that's that fight for wisdom, bro. It's off the chart. But dude, look at this. You got me.
Okay, bro.
Did you get this from Truly Treasures Gourmet Popcorn here in Jacksonville, Florida?
Randy Orton.
Actually, that popcorn is from a concession stand. Randy, you know me so well, bro. Concession stand popcorn is my favorite, dude. Yeah, and bro, you got me bubble gum. I love bubble gum. I love bubble gum too, but now.
All right, man. Go to sleep, brother. I'm still grinding. Still hustling. So that's how I feel about Jalen Hurts' arm strength. When Lamar Jackson came out, his arm strength was horrible. He developed his arm strength. Hurts can't do. I like Hurts. A lot of the different Eagles fans are just like, get rid of him, get rid of him. I want Deshaun Watson. I mean, I know when you guys played against Tampa, that was tough to lose that way. But I think he's like a Dak 2.0, and I'm not saying that in a bad way because I like Dak. I think that Jalen Hurts could be a great player, and you just need to build around him. And if you build around him, I think you can get good results, and you guys can end up competing, for the NFC East crown year in and year out. I mean, like I said, I always root for the Eagles. I always root for the Chiefs, and you guys always represent the channel very, very well. But I always look forward to watching your guys' games every single year. And I enjoy watching the Eagles more than the Cowboys, the Commandos, or the Giants. Every year the Eagles are on, And it's not just because I predicted the 2017 Super Bowl, and to a T that they were going to win and win big by 9 or 10, and they did. And so I've always enjoyed Randall Cunningham, the Jerome Browns, the Keith Jackson, going back from the Ron Jaworski days. So I've been following the Eagles very closely in and out. Reggie White, all the guys they've had, Brian Dawkins, year in and year out. It's just nice to be able to see the progression over the years. And same thing's going with the Chiefs, the Elvis Gerback, the Steve DeBergs, you know what I mean? The human, fucking joystick, Dante Hall. Like, I've gone through Christian Okoye to the Nigerian Nightmare to Derek Thomas. I mean, I've gone through Joe Montana on the Chiefs. Like, I've gone through a lot of memories since I've been watching football since 85. So it's not just like those normal good players. I can even name some of the obscure lower name, middle name guys that I really enjoy watching as well. So. You tried the mango last night? It's good, right? It's good. I got some right now, dude. I like it, man. I like this mango one. It's funny, too. After drinking these Modelo's with the mango and the pineapple, I ended up drinking a regular Modelo at the Moda Center, and it was kind of gross. Like, I didn't have, like, a lime with, like, a Corona. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of like, it didn't really taste good to me. Maybe I'm just getting so used to the flavor of the mango beer and the pineapple beer when I drink regular beer now. I'm like, what is this? Odin Son in the building. What to do? You're alive, baby. How are you, dude? Bro, I got my shirt, dude. I got my shirt. I got my new license in the mail. I got that. And I ended up getting the shirt, dude. It's in the closet right now. I can take a picture. Dude, it turned out great. It's just such a cool shirt. Thank you so much, man. And then did you end up getting your 3 abandoned shirts yet? I assume they showed up already, right? Oh, that's awesome. My girlfriend likes that band. That's awesome. They were in New York. How was the show? Phenomenal or what? I have not tried the Broken Skull, but I think Odin Son has. I haven't tried it yet, though. Is it good? I heard it was good. Oh, you don't have them yet? Okay, hopefully they should be on the way, or you check your mailbox. I assume that they should be in there soon because mine just came. So I would assume yours will be in the mailbox now. You know what I mean? I don't know. I haven't checked my email to see if that's in there or not, but I assume that they should be there or soon. So I did not cut the sleeves off of it. I'm probably going to keep the sleeves on it because it's a brand new t-shirt. I don't want to ruin a brand new t-shirt right away, right? So I'll wear it for a while, and then once it gets maybe a little bit older, then I'll end up maybe cutting the sleeves off of it. But no, I haven't cut the sleeves off just yet. But maybe I will, but I mean, I don't want to cut them off if it's a brand new shirt. You know what I mean? Like, I usually wait for it to get a little weathered, and then I'll cut them off. You know what I mean? You like the Stone Cold beer? Yeah, we were going over a lot of the different moves, and obviously I started the show off with this. It's fucking tough. One of my favorites of all time. So rest in peace, Scott Hall. Hey, yo. All right. So we started off with that. One of my favorites of all time. I just can't believe that he's not alive anymore. And, had the hip surgery, blood clot, 3 heart attacks back to back to back. And just sad that, he's no longer alive. Love me some Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. And that will be the memory of him that I visualize in my brain forever, besides with him and the toothpick. Hey, yo. All right, with the NWO. Love him. And then we went over, different pieces. Mitchell Trubisky to the Steelers. J.C. Jackson going to the Chargers. Carlton Davis coming back to my Bucks. Chase Edmonds, getting picked up by the Dolphins. Matthew Slater, going back to New England. Lots of different pieces going to different teams. So it felt good, man. And obviously the big news last night when I was doing the show, obviously with Tom Brady. And then we ended up getting Ryan Jensen to come back. And then Ali Marpet retired, and Kappa ended up going to the Bengals. And then we know Gronk will be coming back too. So pretty exciting day, man. Pretty exciting day. And a sad day at the same time. Shep, my boy, how are you? I'm here, dude. I'm grinding, dude. I'm always grinding, baby. Always grinding, baby. Show a little Scott Hall love. I don't ever remember him for being that gray-haired guy. You know what I mean? I'm always going to remember him for the... Always. Always. RK Bro. Yeah, they do. They take a while to get the AEW shirts. I remember when I did my AEW logo tee and the AEW hoodie when they first opened like 3 years ago. It did take a while for me to get the merch, but the Kenny Omega shirt is lit. It's awesome. Like I'll wear it probably tomorrow on the show. So all good, man. Odin's son's in the building. Jameson Mays is there. Shepard is back. What to do? Just grinding, man. Oh, it was good. It was good. They didn't have Dame play. CJ McCollum got traded to the Pelicans. And then obviously, some of the other guys that I was expecting to watch, weren't playing in the game. But Josh Hart, Anthony Simons didn't play, and I was a little upset about that. But Kuzma was out there for Washington. Beal was obviously injured with the surgery. But Josh Hart put up 44. Which was awesome. It was a very awesome performance. We scored 38 in the first quarter. The wave happened in the fourth quarter. I've never seen the wave at a Blazer game. And if you do the wave at a basketball game, normally it's at a football game at like college or NFL. And the wave will go around for like a minute, maybe two. The wave lasted 5 minutes at the Blazer game. It must have went around 20 times, like 20 to 25 times before it died off. Pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like I haven't really seen that before, and it was a good vibe. And then I ended up buying a piece of memorabilia because I always buy one small thing when I go to a game, usually like socks that have the players on them, like Damian Lillard's face on the socks or something like that. But they didn't have anything really cool like that. So I bought an Army dog tag chain with instead of a dog tag, it has the Blazer logo on the little chain part. So I ended up buying that for like $10, just to have like a little memory of like, that I went to the game, because I always like to have that one piece. So that way back in the day or down the road, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is the dog chain that I got at the Blazer game. And yeah, it was a great time, man. 100 level seats. But I spent money on 2 hot dogs, 6 beers between me and my buddy Brett, 2 killer burgers, and it was $100 out of all that. So kind of expensive, for all the stuff, but it was worth it. It definitely was worth it, man. Definitely it was worth it. Yeah, good times, man. Looking at that Scott Hall photo makes me a little too sad, so I'm gonna have to switch off of it. I already did my crying for today. Already shed a tear for Scott Hall today, so I don't want to look at him and shed another tear. So yeah, it was good, man. But I'm just grinding, baby. I'm just grinding. Is Sarah still in the building or no? Did we lose her? What are we sitting at right now? We're sitting at 80 on the Cash App. And then I don't know what we're at on the Super Chat if she left. I don't know if anyone was keeping track besides her. So I'm going to scroll up here real quick and see if there's a point where, because I think she disappeared. $9.18. So I think that was the last post I had from her. All right, I'm going to scroll up to see how far. I'm going to go through all the YouTube super chats and see if I can add it up. All right, here we go. Let me go to the top. So let's see here. All right, so let me do this real quick. Give me a sec, guys, so I can pull up on the calculator just on the. All right, so we got $20 from Riggs. So we got $20 from Riggs, and then we got $10 from Tyree, $5 from Brian, another 20 from Shep. Oh, I just got fucked up on my numbers there already. Hold on. 20, 30, 35, 55, 65, 65. Let me see. 65. All right, we're at 145. All right, so at least that gives me a gauge. 145 and donos so far. Thank you guys. So 55 more dollars to get to 200. 240, 2 hours and 45 minutes in so far. Got Monday Night Raw on, and I was watching a little bit of the Buccaneers and the Buccaneers and the Cowboys from week 1 on NFL Network. Let's see here. I don't know. Is Elliot even in the building either? I mean, usually it's either Sarah, and if it's not Sarah, then it's Mr. Williams, Xavier Williams, and then if it's not him, it's Elliot. But if everyone is, not in the room, then I got to do it myself, right? So, all right. Well, we're at 145, 80, and then 65 on the Super Chat, 80 on the Cash App. All right, you got the poster in the Discord. Let me see it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my girlfriend likes that band, so I imagine I'll tell her that you went to that show, and it's always been a good show, right? Oh, you even got a picture of. Oh, wow. How close are you? You're on the floor? You're pretty close. What row is that? What are you, like 20 rows back? On the Discord there? That's fucking sweet, dude. Fucking sweet. And then I posted the link on for my friend's dog that we're trying to raise money for too. So hopefully we can get a little bit of that and we can plug away. And I don't know how much time we're going to have, so we'll see. Well, I know she lost her job and then she's applying for another one, but I think she was able to collect unemployment, but I think she's just trying to get a job. But as far as I know, I mean, she was talking to me all day, sending me messages about all the different transactions on Twitter. And I usually talk to her pretty much all day. It's like, trying to keep up. So she sent me, let's see here, Justin Reed, and then the Frank Clark. And then former Chiefs cornerback Travarius Ward intends to sign a 3-year deal with the Niners. And that was an hour ago, but I haven't heard from her for an hour ago. Maybe she fell asleep though. I think she's doing okay. I mean, anytime you end up losing your job, if you get fired or if you get let go, it's obviously not the greatest feeling, you know what I mean? But it was more of a convention center. Oh, okay. Elliot's there. Quick maths. Yeah, I ended up doing it. 145. Okay. Yeah. I wrote it down so you can keep track if you're still going to be in the building, brother. I didn't know where you were, but yeah, we got 80 on the Cash App and then I think 65. So 145. So if we can get to $55, if we can get to that, that would be awesome. At least we can get to like 200. But whatever we get, you know what I'm saying? Your boy's hustling and grinding. I'm still grinding away. I mean, it's 10:19 my time. So yeah, I definitely didn't copy what Orion just put in. That's okay, man. I don't blame you. Yeah, no, I know. That's why usually when I grind, when I start like at 6 or 7, and then normally when it's your guys' time now, it's 10:20 here, but normally it's like 12:20, 1:20. I get it. I already know time differences make it tough, especially if you have to wake up early in the morning, for a job. So totally get it. 100%. All right, time for another beer. I'm gonna take this jacket off. All right, I'll be right back.
Making the climb. It is a spectacle each and every time we get to witness it. Wingardium Leviosa. A little too much time to Montez Ford. A little sock coming. Big right on the ear of Ford. Ford stumbling back to the corner. Here comes Riddle. Now Riddle starting to roll again. Pair of forearms. Riddle wants the exploder. Montez fights his way out for the moment. Every time someone gets an advantage in this match, an homage to the Viper. Another one comes right back. A very Randy Orton-esque power slam by Riddle. Another homage to the Viper. Montez Ford in position. And set up. DDT. Byron, that place that Randy always goes. Do they allow guests? There's trouble for because Riddle has got a summer plan set up. Montez Ford in his sights. Ford stumbling back up. Riddle! Oh, the RKO. Beautiful insecurity right to the ear. Bustling out Riddle looking at counter. The time is the charm. Can Riddle capitalize? Will he make Otis on the Alpha Academy? He just leveled Randy going outside the ring. Boy, never saw Otis. Gable, Chad Gable, and Otis, the former Raw Tag Team Champions, taking out anyone and everyone in the ring. Oh my God, the Alpha Academy right on the point of the barricade. They're spoiling this matchup. They made a statement without saying a word. Actions speak louder than words. Look at the face of Otis. Obviously, the Alpha Academy not going to take last week's defeat lying down.
All right, now I feel a little bit better there. Woo. That NWO jacket, man. Woo. Woo! Said 120. Hey, I do the late night streams though, stupid early morning jobs. Hey, trust me, I used to be that guy that woke up at like 5, 6 in the morning. So Elliot's always up. But then it's also cool for people that can't sleep, or if they just want to hang out. And if you're already in bed and you're on your phone or you're already watching TV anyways, sometimes it's nice to be able to have a conversation with someone when it's late, because a lot of times, you're just flipping on your phone and you're going through your apps like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. And then if you end up finding someone that's live, it's unusual because I don't think anyone else is really live at this late at night besides me. I'm like the only one. So definitely grinding it out. Yeah, Elliot is really good today, every day. How are you feeling, Elliot? Are you over your sickness and your like fever that you had and whatnot? Elliot, you must be on you must be on some meds right now, huh? Yeah, the damn early jobs, you know what I mean? I get it. Yeah, I mean, even though I'm 39, I'm not like fucking 89. Sometimes I feel like it in the mornings, but trust me, I'm an Asian. So, I mean, I used to play video games 10 hours a day, from Atari 2600 to Nintendo to Sega, Super Nintendo to 64. I still own a lot of the systems here today. Oh, they're showing Razor Ramon and Scott Hall on the TV right now. Tears, tears, tears. Say hello to the bad guy. $1992. Fucking love him. But no, I haven't played 2K22 WWE, but I've heard some cool things about it, but I have not played it yet. I don't really get a chance to play video games like I used to because I'm spending all my time reading and doing film study and playing and working on the YouTube channel. I wish I had more time, to be able to do stuff like that, but I just, haven't been able to really put in the time to, play video games like I used to. Because like for me, it's like if I have a choice to play video games or read or do film study, I'm going to read and do film study. So off the Mountain Dew, baby. You played Smash Bros on GameCube? Nice. GameCube is underrated. I like 64 a little bit more, but GameCube is pretty dope for like an old school retro system. That'll be one that'll be like a cool one to have, like especially like 10 years from now, 15 years from now. Be like, do I have GameCube? Be like, no way. You know what I mean? Like I still got the 64 and it's still dope. All right, time to have another beer for my boy Scott Hall. Survey says, well, it's all good, Tyree. I appreciate you, dude. I fucking love Scott Hall. We're taking over. Hey, yo. Bad guy. NWO. On your NWO, WO for life. For life. Fucking love this guy. I mean, all the action figures that I have. I mean, the posters, the clothes. I mean, I will be wearing NWO until I'm dead. Like, seriously. You know what I mean? There's not very many factions. Some people are DX. You know what I mean? Some people are the Bullet Club. But I am NWO, Black and White, and NWO Wolfpack until I die. No one will ever replace the NWO for me. No one. Fucking sad. What a fucking icon. No, chanting Razor. Fucking Razor Ramon. So I got 30 more minutes of Raw, and then let me go back to see if they have the football game still on. So this will be over in 32 minutes. What is this? NFL Total Access. Let me see. Oh, now they got NFL Total Access, NFL Total Access. Then at midnight, they have Packers and Saints from September 9th, the first game of the season when the Saints beat the Packers. Well, I'm going to record that. I'm recording that. I am recording that so I can watch that in the morning. I can't get enough of football, as you can tell. Give me that. Give me that. Let me record that. I love watching old football games. All right, let me go back to Monday Night Raw. All right, I'm just hanging out, man. We're chilling. TurboGrafx 16. I know. I didn't have too many people that I knew that had that. It was either you had the 3DO, TurboGrafx 16 Bonk's Adventure. Like that was pretty sweet. And then obviously if you had 3DO, it was like, Final Fight and some of those other systems. And they had like Sega and the 32X that you'd plug into the Genesis, Sega CD, and some of those other things before like the Dreamcast, the PlayStation, came out from back in the day. But Resident Evil. Was Resident Evil on 3DO? See, I remember Resident Evil on PlayStation, but not 3DO, though. DX, yeah. Yeah, it's Jameis with 5 touchdowns, yep. Say, yo, Chico. Say hello to the bad guy. Yes. Yeah, Thomas Brady unretired, baby. I know a lot of people are pissed off about that. Perna, Grossi, all these people just talking shit and, obviously mad, you know what I mean? Mad that we're stealing the thunder away from Aaron and Russell Wilson. It's okay, man. There's no guarantee that I'm going to win a fucking Super Bowl, but at least it gives us a chance to be competitive. And now when I collab with Grossi, it won't be Aaron Rodgers versus Blaine Gabbert or Aaron Rodgers versus Kyle Trask. It'll be Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady when we collab, when we play each other. So that's pretty exciting. So hopefully I can end up getting another Super Bowl, but if we don't, it'll just be fun watching a team with Tom Brady at quarterback rather than someone else. That's shitty. So Robert Grimes in the building. What to do? How you doing? You guys going to end up getting Deshaun Watson, or is it going to go to Carolina or the Eagles or the Seahawks? I'm just grinding it out, man. Been grinding now for 3 hours. Obviously went online with the news. Obviously when we had Tom Brady, come out of retirement, which was great. So we obviously know what led to that, him getting a little bored saying, fuck them kids, and being able to come back and being competitive again. Then Ryan Jensen, the center, decided to come back, which is great. Gronk is going to be coming back here shortly as well. But then we had some news about Razor Ramon, Scott Hall dying today, which fucking blows. Ended up having a hip surgery from falling down in his house, blood clot, and then having 3 heart attacks back to back to back, put on life support. They pulled the plug. And now he is in heaven, in wrestling heaven forever. Mitchell Trubisky ended up going to the Steelers, 2-year deal. J.C. Jackson going to the Chargers, 5 years, $82.5 million. Carlton Davis re-signing to come back to Tampa Bay. I am so excited. And then a few other pieces like Chase Edmonds going to the Dolphins, Matthew Slater re-signing with the Pats, and a few other pieces as well. Excited. Hassan Reddick going to the Eagles, and then a few other pieces also. Like CJ Uzomah going to the Jets. And then we'll see if Jarvis Landry ends up going to the Chiefs or the Saints. So it'll be interesting to see what pieces go where. A lot of money flowing around. A lot of money flowing around. My Kenny Omega shirt showed up finally, so I'm excited about that. Plenty of beers. And a very sad day for me being a wrestling fan, because if they're NWO, you're NWO for life, brother. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm chilling, man. Just grinding it out like I usually do. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady, the widest name in history. Yeah, I'll take it, dude. Yeah, and I made homemade spaghetti today, which is delicious. So I was going to record at 6, but I was so full, I almost took a nap. Got tired. And then we had one of my girlfriend's neighbors come over and just couldn't even fucking nap anymore. So just decided to come in here, stomach full. I was going to take a shower and try to wake up or whatever, but I figured, hey, just hop on, start grinding like you normally do. And here I am. And now I'm watching the end of Monday Night Raw and just trying to grind it out. Obviously, we are trying to raise money on the Cash App side for my friend's dog that is needs to have some surgery. So we'll see. We'll see if I can earn enough money between now and then. And hopefully I can come up with enough to be able to help save this dog's life. And, I've already donated over $500. They need, they have 2,000 saved up. They have 800 on the GoFundMe, 500 for me. I think they still need like another 1,000 to 1,200. So if I stream every day, from now until Friday, I mean, we might be able to get pretty close to that number unless we have a really big day. You know what I mean? Then we might be able to do it like in one stream or 2 streams, but we'll see. I'm just trying to be able to be a good person. And, if we can save a dog's life, then that's what we do, right? Seriously. Like super loud. Like loudest, like on planet Earth. I'm just like this. I'm like, and then they're doing this and then. And then I was like, all right, better go in the studio. Better go in the studio. Chili cheese Fritos, much better. Or the barbecue twists. The barbecue twists, those are fire. Chili cheese Fritos, much better than the regular. If you have regular Fritos, you almost need to like dip them in something. You know what I mean? But yeah, chili cheese are much better than regular. Regular is okay once in a while. But yeah, chili cheese and then the barbecue twists are my favorite. That's facts. Yeah, but I had the Parmesan sprinkled on top, cooked up the meat, and it's crazy. I don't know if it's just a shortage on food, but I ended up buying like the 93%, 7%, with the meat. And I don't know how much it was, like $25. I'm like, fuck. So then I bought a couple things of like ragu or prego. And then the ragu, bought a couple of those. And I had some French bread and then bought the Parmesan. You got to have all that. And bought the beer and, got a chance to take Paisley for a walk. So I'm just grinding it out, man. Just grinding it out like I normally do. And now we got another about 25 minutes left of Raw. So we're just chilling, man. It's Monday night, grinding it out. Lots of stories with a lot of the free agents, and I imagine there's going to be more as we go into tomorrow and the next few days. So, like I said, this is not something that I'm going to try to grind as much as I can every day. 3, 4, 5 hours. I mean, shit. Almost last night was almost 6 hours. Oh, Seth Rollins, one of my favorites. What's up with this Seth Rollins gimmick? Him just being a weirdo all the time. Seth Rollins is like, let me wear the fur coat and be crazy ass. Not the same as the Seth Rollins in the Shield. That's the one that I love the most. Burn it down! Always love Seth Rollins, one of my favorites of all time. Gas, it's pretty expensive out here. I don't know exactly the exact number out here, but I would assume it's $3 to $4. I don't think it's $5 here. I mean, shit, if it ends up being $5 or $6, I'll be using my Chevrolet legs. You know what I mean? Be taking Lyft or Uber or using my fucking legs. But I usually don't go out that much. I'm usually at the house. I'm usually grinding, reading, film study, YouTube, going on walks, go to the grocery store, to get food and beer and whatnot. And I mean, I'm going to Seattle next month, which is dope. Our hotel room is going to be like $700 for 2 nights, which is going to be pretty crazy. It's a Regency Hyatt, but we're going to be on like the 20th floor with a lake view. You look to your left and you can see the Seahawks stadium and the Mariners. And then you look to the straight, like front ahead of you, and you can see the lake and like the bay with the ships going by. And yeah, it's incredible. You got a flat screen TV and 2 queen size beds, a big ass room. So we're going to go to a game on Saturday. We check in the hotel at 4, take the train in the morning, and then we'll go there in the morning, go to eat, go to the Nashville hot chicken place, Sisters and Brothers, which is one of the best chicken places on planet Earth. Check into the hotel, drop off our shit, relax for a little bit, go to the game at like 7, and then try to get a foul ball, watch the game. When the game ends, walk back to the hotel, and then stay up or go to sleep. Then the next game is on at like maybe like 1 p.m. So we get a chance to sleep in, go to another game. After that, maybe go to the fish market, go walk around, sightsee, maybe eat more food, get fucked up, and then eat some gummies or smoke some weed, do whatever, drink beer, stay another night at the hotel, and then we come back Monday. And then Monday on the train, that's when his birthday is, his actual birthday will be on that Monday. And then my birthday is like a week after that, like the first part of May. So pretty exciting. But with the tickets, I mean, the whole trip in general is going to cost us probably about $1,000 between the two of us, so about $500 each. But it's going to be worth it. 2 days in like a 4-star, 5-star motel, 2 tickets each. Obviously the 2 games, and we're sitting, I think, like in the 10th to the 14th row, right off first base. So right in the foul zone, foul ball zone territory. Beers, nachos. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'm fucking excited because, like I said, I don't really get to go road trip that much. But this is my one buddy that when I go road trip with, it's either Swaggy P, the guy that comes on once in a while, or my boy Jay Graves. And he doesn't come on, obviously, YouTube here. He's kind of shy or whatever, and he's always busy. But when I end up going on a road trip with him, he opens up, and he's a fun person to be around. So $450. Damn, that's expensive, bro. Landry and Tannehill. I mean, like I said, I would. I don't know. Obviously the only thing I've heard is the Chiefs and the Saints But if he ends up going to the Titans, I think that would be sweet. Adding another piece for you guys, another weapon. But I don't know if he would want to go to your guys' team if you already have Julio, you already have AJ Brown, you already have all these pieces there. Is there enough room for him to get the targets? Because I don't know, he might be more of a me player than a team player. If he doesn't get the ball enough, is he going to start whining? I don't know if he's going to be like OBJ and throw a fit, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think Tannehill has got a little bit more upside than Baker Mayfield. Obviously, I don't really think Baker's that great. And I know the Buccaneers were like, "Oh, we're interested in Baker Mayfield." I'm going, great, Jimmy Garoppolo or Baker Mayfield. But thank God Tom Brady came out of retirement, so I don't have to deal with that right now. I might have to have those guys for my future. You know what I mean? But I like Tannehill a lot better than Baker. So and I think Tannehill just had an off year. Just all the injuries. King Henry, Julio, AJ Brown, no Jonnu Smith. But the defense with Harold Landry, that was nice. You know what I mean? So you guys just need to be able to, firm up the O-line, pray that you guys don't get injuries, maybe get someone better at tight end in the draft. You guys need to get that check down guy, keep building up that defense. And, maybe you guys can surprise some people and like you did this year, but maybe, get a first or second or third seed and maybe make the AFC championship game. Tyree, Gas is about to have me do my best Fred Flintstone impression. Yabba dabba doo. I'll be using my Chevrolet legs, brother. I don't know. I don't really walk too much, but I mean, I need to lose weight. I mean, my face and my legs and everything are fine, but my gut, my belly, obviously drinking beer. And I don't drink a lot of beer, but a couple beers a day just because I'm streaming for 3, 4, 5 hours. And sometimes I'm eating not the healthiest shit. I need to be eating more fruits and veggies. And I'm eating more hamburgers, tacos, pizza. You know what I mean? I got diabetes in my family. So eating unhealthy like that's probably not the best thing. But, I like eating. I like eating food. Seattle's incredible because it's a richer Portland. When you think of Portland, you think of the bums and Antifa and all the rioting shit. But before that shit happened, less bums and less crazy people downtown. But I don't like going downtown. I don't like it down there. When I go to the Blazer game, that's one thing. But when you walk around some of the other areas where they have food carts, which there's some really good food down there, there's a lot of crazies down in Portland. I don't like going down there. I live in the burbs. I live more by Nike headquarters, in Beaverton. So where I live, the houses are nice. There's no bums. It's just, normal, just a traditional, just suburb area. You know what I mean? The only places that are kind of ghetto in some areas are Gresham, where there's some crackhead people. And then there's Portland will have some of the crackhead people and the bums and stuff and the homeless people. But I don't know. I don't really mind homeless people unless they start fucking chasing me or something. You know what I mean? But I don't really go downtown that much. So, but Seattle is super high end. Everything's fancy. Everything's nice. It's clean. It's just. I'll take video or I'll show you pictures when I'll show you guys my room and I'll show you guys the view and I'll show you guys our seats. So I'll take a lot of pictures and video when I'm there and you guys will be like, wow, it's fucking really nice there. I don't know if I'll ever live in Seattle, but I definitely would visit. And it's like California. It's maybe I'd visit there, but there's no way in hell I would live there. Too much crime there. That's facts. Jameson Meza, that's what my boy Jay Graves was saying, that we made some trades with the Reds. So I haven't gone and looked at all the details because I've been focusing on a lot of the NFL. But yeah, I did notice that we were trying to make some moves. So we might actually be halfway decent this year. Noah in the building. Tighten up. What to do? Shameless season 5, episode 1, baby. I have pictures on my phone from the last time that we went a couple years ago. It's you're up there. It's this high-rise hotel. You're 20, 30 floors up. So it's you're up on the elevator. You go way, way, way up there. And then you can look to your left. And like I said, you can see the Seahawks Stadium. And then you look straight ahead with the windows and you can see the water. It's incredible. It's a cool view to if you're going to smoke or drink or just, hang out. It's fucking sweet, dude. And normally when we go, we only stay for a night. We go Saturday night, stay at the hotel, go to Sunday, to the game, and then we go home. You know what I mean? We normally don't ever stay 2 nights, but this time we're staying 2 nights. So we're going to get a little bit extra time to sleep in and feel good and refreshed and have that full vacation. So we're going to get the most out of it. It's going to be awesome. And I haven't gone on a vacation or gone anywhere since COVID. So it's been 2 years since I've really done anything fun. Really gone out of state. I went to the Blazer game with my boy Brett, and that was the first sporting event I've been to in a while. But Yeah, I haven't been to Seattle in a couple years. 2018, 2019, something like that. I mean, COVID's been going on, 2020, 21, 22. So, yeah, it's like 2018, 2019. Sad, man. Ooh. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens going at it right now. You going to watch Shameless, baby? Shameless, baby. It's a good show. How many seasons is it total? Is it like 10? I can't remember exactly how many it is. Who do you like the most? You like Kevin? All the characters are dope, dude. They're all crazy. Yeah, see, I called that. So Tyler created concert felt like a vacation. I was only gone 24 hours. Yeah, Kevin might be one of my favorites too. Yeah, he's kind of a dumbass at times. He can be smart at times and like crafty, but sometimes he's kind of an idiot. He's kind of like a pothead, like a dumbass. You know what I mean? Yeah, after this Monday Night Raw is over with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, I might call it a stream. I mean, we're at 3 hours and 15 minutes. So by the time the stream ends, it'll be 3 hours and 30 minutes. It'll be like 11 o'clock. So I'll probably call it a stream at that point. And then I don't know, we haven't gotten any donos in a little while too. So figured we'll call it a night. Then in about 15, I'll just finish watching Monday Night Raw, and then I'll do some more research and reading and film study. And obviously, since I don't have to wake up early, which is nice, I can stay up as late as I want. But still, I usually try to go to bed at a decent time. And then I'll take the dog for a walk and keep doing my thing. And then I'll be back again tomorrow around 6 or 7 p.m. You know what I mean? We'll grind it out again for another 3, 4, 5 hours. So, but I appreciate everybody in the room very, very much. What was the number that we were at? 145. So maybe we can get to $5 more to get to at least 150, if that's possible. $55 away from $200. So I don't know if we have anyone in the room that would do that, but if we can get 5 more to at least get to 150, like maybe 5 more on the Cash App or on the Super Chat, that would be good. A good even number. I think we're at 145. So, ooh, Seth Rollins got caught. Kevin Owens fall away slam. There we go. A little tribute to Scott Hall. Oh. Oh, they went to commercial. What the hell? How good is Jesse Winker and Eugenia Suarez, Jameson? I know my boy Jay Graves was saying one guy ended up getting 20 some homers, and then the previous year got like 30 to 40 homers. So obviously we got some guys but are we going to be able to keep them? Are they going to be on our team for just a season and we're going to get rid of them at the trade deadline? I mean, I don't really know. Seems like the Mariners, whenever we have players, we end up having some players. We end up being pretty good. And then when it gets close to the trade deadline, we'll just trade all the good players away to the good teams, whether it be like Yankees or Mariner or Cubs or Red Sox or Dodgers or Braves. So I don't really know too much about those two players, but I mean, hopefully we end up having a good season. But I mean, I'm going to watch more Dodger games than Mariners, but at least when the season starts, they're on all the time. So when a team is on all the time, like when the Braves were on, TBS and Cubs were on, WGN, I try to watch as much as I can. I know my dad watches all the Dodger games, so I'll try to watch as much as I can. What are we at? 145. $5 more to 150. We might be able to do that. That's doable, right? Shout out to Eagles John with a 10er, Chief Gone Chief with a 20, Air Whitey with a 10, Wealthy Prayer Man 2009 with a 15, and Holly Hundo with a 25er. That's on the Cash App. Appreciate you guys very much. And then we had a few of the ones on the YouTube Super Chat too. Probably going to get some spaghetti leftovers, and then I'll hang out with Paisley and relax. And she has this thing where she likes eating the masks that I have now. So she's ruined And I don't think you have to wear masks that much anymore. I think at the grocery store, I think they lifted a lot of the things, because at the Blazer game, I didn't have to wear my mask, which was weird. And then I saw a lot of people at the grocery store without them on anymore. So I think that the mask mandate has been lifted. So I don't think we have to wear one in Oregon anymore. So, which is a little weird because I've been so used to wearing one for like 2 years. So. Jesse Winter's a really good outfielder. Suarez is the masher. I don't know if we're going to make the playoffs, though. It seems like we always get kind of close, but then all the other teams are just so much better. So, I mean, who's going to end up being the top dogs in baseball this year? What's your prediction, Jameson? It's going to be what, like Braves and Dodgers? Padres, Tatis. I saw that he got hurt. He might be out for 3 months. So the Padres might not be as good as expected if they lose one of their heavy hitters, right? So, who are going to be the top dogs in baseball this year? You have any idea? Dolph Ziggler. About time that he actually got a belt. All right, here we go. What do we got here? All right, so we're still watching Monday Night Raw. I got some more football to watch later tonight. They got the Saints and the Packers on in like an hour. So I don't know if I'll still stay up to watch that. Shout out to everybody in the room hanging out still. It's 10:52 here in Oregon. Wherever you guys are at, it's probably 12:52 or 1:52. Shout out to the NWSF fam hanging out with your boy. Appreciate you guys. 145 in donos tonight. $5 more to 150 and 55 to hit the goal of 200. All right, this is for a WrestleMania spot. Kevin Owens versus Seth freaking Rollins. The winner will host Stone Cold. Well, it's going to be Kevin Owens. Didn't we already know that it was going to be Kevin Owens? It's not going to be Seth. It's not going to be Seth Rollins because we're going to do RKO versus RKO, right? No, we're going to do Stone Cold Stunner versus Stone Cold Stunner. So it's not going to be Seth Rollins. Because, I mean, that was already the rumor, right? It was going to be Kevin Owens and Stone Cold, so. Justin Dunn, Jake Freely, Brandon Williamson, player to be named. Yeah, I heard a little bit about it. I didn't go into the details, though, just because I was, reading, doing NFL stuff, and then obviously getting ready to do the show and prepping and whatnot. So I'll probably do some reading on it after I stop the stream. Criminal Minds is great. I watch that on the weekends whenever they have like the Criminal Minds marathon. I can watch that over and over and over. Like I like all Law and Order SVU. That's a good show, but Criminal Minds I think is a little easier of a watch for the characters in the show. Like I like Ice-T and some of the people that are in Law and Order, but I think in Criminal Minds, like when you watch that show, it's like it's easier to kind of gravitate towards the characters in that show. And I can sit and watch an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and the crimes that they have in that it's pretty cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a very good show. You could definitely binge watch that. Like sometimes I'll watch it for like 6 hours straight, like Criminal Minds, like 6 episodes in a row, and I don't get bored. I just sit there and eat some gummies or whatever and just enjoy it. And even all the old episodes, because they don't air that show anymore, but it's very good. You like it? Yeah, it's good. I didn't watch it when it was going on live for whatever reason. I don't know what I was doing or if I was just busy watching other shows. But I started watching a lot of it after the show ended. Really, really like it. One of my favorites, too. All right, here we go. We got Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins one-on-one. The winner will face Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. We're in WrestleMania season. Shout out to Scott Hall. Rest in peace in wrestling heaven. He died today. Tough. One of my favorites of all time. Sling Blade by Seth Rollins. Still can't believe this is true. Still can't believe this is true. Yeah, it's a great show, man. They have reruns on a few networks, and it's just on like all day, like on Saturday or Sundays. Sometimes it's on like 12 hours straight. So like, if I'm looking for just something to watch, I can definitely just click on that. If I'm not watching like Simpsons or King of the Hill, you know what I mean? If I'm watching something like that, I'll probably gravitate towards that first. But then, yeah, definitely Criminal Minds is a good watch. Yeah. R.I.P. to a legend, dude. Yeah, definitely ready for another spaghetti leftover here. Ooh, Seth. Oh, there goes Kevin Owens. But spaghetti fills you up. It's like once you eat it, like you get so full. All right, how much time left? We got 4 minutes left until the match is over. WWE 2K22. Shout out to all the goats in the room. NWSF for life, baby. All right, here we go. Kevin Owens just got in. Ooh, big super kick by Seth. All right, Seth going to the top. He's on the top rope. He looks at the WrestleMania, points at it. Oh, frog splash. He connected. 1, 2, 2. You don't like spaghetti. Who are you, bro? Are you human? I know fingernails are pretty good for dinner, but dude, you gotta be able to branch out and eat a little bit. Do your parents not cook for you? Do you not eat food at home? Like that's crazy, dude. It's like you gotta be able to try some food, brother. I've never heard of someone that hated food as much as you, brother. You gotta be able to get out there, man. Live life, dude. Now, a lot of the stuff that you don't like, have you actually tried it? Or you haven't tried it, so you just don't like it? I mean, if you're getting spaghetti from the gas station, well, I wouldn't like that either. But I mean, they actually have places that make good spaghetti. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Oh, Kevin Owens off the top. That was nice. Chicken tacos, pizza, quesadilla. Dude, you need to. That's not good. That's good. That's all you eat? Chicken tacos, pizza, quesadilla. That's it. That's crazy. Oh, you haven't. Well, if you haven't tried it, how do you know that you wouldn't like it? It's delicious. You think I would steer you wrong? NWSF, we don't steer people wrong, bro. You know what I mean? If I say something's good, it's going to be good. It's like I'm telling you, go eat dog food or eat dirt. NL East Braves, Central Brewers, West Dodgers, 3 wild cards, Mets, Giants, Dark Horse, Marlins. Okay. All right, so you can't say you hate something if you've never tried it. Yeah, you sheltered, man. That's crazy. I've never heard of someone that has only eaten like 4 things and doesn't eat anything else. Do you eat cereal? 2. You got the food at ESP? Well, I don't think you do because you're missing out on some of the most delicious things on planet Earth, bro. Oh, countered it. Stunner. Oh, stunner by Kevin Owens. 1, 2. KO's going to WrestleMania. We already knew he was going to WrestleMania, though. Cereal, yes. No milk, though. Stop playing. You've never had milk? Stop. Stop it. How are you going to eat cereal with no milk? What have you been putting on that? Juice? Water? Plain? Elliot, you crazy. We'll do a quick recap. Obviously, we'll end the show tonight. Shout out to all the goats in the room. Last night, we ended up seeing Tom Brady end up coming back, from retirement, which is fantastic. Obviously, for me and Bucs fans. So we're going to end up seeing one last run for Thomas Brady. Now with Tom Brady, that ends up, putting implications on other guys that, might be able to come back. And the first guy was Ryan Jensen. So Ryan Jensen's coming back for 3 years. Gronk is going to be coming back. That led to Carlton Davis coming back today as well. Shout out to Scott Hall. He had a hip surgery from falling down in his house, blood clot in his hip. Then he had a triple heart attack. And then he died today off life support. Shout out to one of my favorites of all time, NWO for life, Scott Hall. Definitely shed a tear today. One of my favorites of all time. New world order for life, brother. Oh, yeah. Can't believe he's gone. But, hopefully he's in a better place now. Love me some Scott Hall. Shout out to Kevin Nash. I know he's probably not doing too well. Mitchell Trubisky, signing with the Steelers, 2-year deal. J.C. Jackson, 5-year deal, $82.5 million with the Chargers. Carlton Davis back with the Buccaneers. Love that. Chase Edmonds going to the Dolphins. Matthew Slater re-signing with the Pats. Hassan Reddick going to the Eagles. Big pickup there. CJ Uzomah going to the Jets. And Jarvis Landry, where will you go? And will it be the Chiefs or the Saints? We don't know. So I appreciate every single one of y'all hanging out with your boy. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Have a great rest of your night. Cyberpunk, no milk in my cereal. I just eat it straight out of the box. Hey, some people do that, though. So I used to have milk all the time, just plain cereal. Man, well, you guys are nuts, dude. But I guess everyone has their favorites in the way that they eat stuff, so. That's crazy. Jameson Meza, AL West Astros, Central Twins, East Blue Jays, Wild Card Yankees, Rangers, and Rays. Awesome, man. Thanks for educating me and bringing me up to speed. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Have a great rest of your night. 3 hours and 30 minutes in. We hit 145, a little lower than usual, but hey, your boy's going to keep hustling and grinding. I love you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. And then, like I said, we'll go back into it tomorrow, and hopefully we end up having some great people in the room. I know that we'll probably get there. He said Cinnamon Toast Crunch, my favorite. That is a good one. I like that one too. And shout out to everyone in the room. I love you and I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow around 6 or 7 p.m. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us, your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.